All right, all right, all right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. No games, just business podcast, episode
Mm.
25. I'm Darius. I'm here with my cousin Jimmy. What's up, Jimmy? How you feeling? How you living, cuz?
Feeling good, cuz living good, cuz. And I just feel like I just said it, man. The Super Bowl weekend is like a Super Bowl celebration. It's a holiday for a Patriot fan, man. Even when it's not our time, it's our time. This is our weekend that just passed, and it feels so good. It feels so good. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling?
Wow, the Pats weekend. What's good, Don? What's
Yes,
good?
I
yes.
was like, that was crazy to me talking about this past weekend. What is that? I understand how it feels for a ref to call a holding call and it costs you. So you're not gonna see me have any slander for y'all today.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that was that. I see how we starting it off tonight.
yeah,
I see how
yeah,
we starting it off
yeah,
tonight.
real sweet and sour.
You know
God,
what? You know what I found funny though about yesterday? They found a way to just slide in the Patriots two Super Bowls, and I'm like, what is going on here? They're not even playing, or no one even brought them up. They just bringing up two of Tom Brady Super Bowls. Like, what's going on?
When they said that,
I think it was right after halftime. I think it was right before the third quarter started. They brought up two. They started showing previews, and I thought 2017 was about to appear, and I was like,
flashback.
yeah, what's going on here?
I will say this though. Shout out to the Patriots because they was the only other team besides the Chiefs yesterday
Wait,
to be losing by double digits at halftime and then come back and win. That's no,
shout out.
no.
Ooh, I like it. I
Yeah,
like it.
So yeah, the Super Bowl, man. The Super Bowl. Don's favorite day, man. Don's favorite
Yeah,
day.
man.
Nah, Jimmy's favorite day.
Yeah,
I should say, man.
a holiday. God damn. Yeah, man, but it's crazy. This time of year, we have a lot of things going on. We're about to segue into basketball here soon, and I can't wait to run down these basketball segments. Did y'all see any of these games, anything that popped off this weekend that made y'all say, yo, I gotta speak on it? What's up?
Um,
The
was
Gamecocks?
that?
Lady Gamecocks?
I did watch that. Was that Celtics Philly game this weekend? Was that this past weekend? I think it was. I
Yeah.
think that was Friday.
Mhm,
I think that was Friday night or something like that. And I said,
mhm.
man, it's only a two-team race out there in the East. To be honest with you,
Okay.
everybody else,
Who?
Bucks and Celtics. Like
Oh,
nobody else
shit.
got a chance out there. To be honest with you, I mean the Celtics just beat the Eagles. I mean, beat the 76ers without Jalen Brown, without Marcus Smart. I think somebody else, Jalen Brown got knocked out of the game,
Yeah.
and they still beat them. And I was just like,
Their depth is
dang, like,
crazy.
Brother,
yeah,
that's been happening all year. Like
Facts.
it's been a weird NBA year, and I could just tell that it doesn't even the season doesn't even matter anymore. Everyone's just waiting, trying to find a way to sneak into the playoffs, and that's when everyone's gonna start balling. That's when all the stars are really gonna play every night.
Mm-hmm. I want to give a shout out to them Lady Gamecocks who put a beat down on the undefeated team, former undefeated team LSU
Oh,
Tigers. Goodness gracious, yo, their roster is full of star players, and I love to see the females do what they do oh so well. Uh, Boston, you talking about Cook, you talking about Rave. I mean, they got a lot going on, and they have a bright future. And Connecticut, so sorry, but USC, they coming, they coming. So like Patrick Mahomes.
mm. And that would be if they win it again, that's a two-peat, right?
Yes, yes, back to
but
back.
they already
Mm,
they won
mm,
in
mm,
oh they won a 17. Yeah,
mhm.
they won a 17 also.
Yeah,
Nice, nice.
nice squad
Lady
right there, man.
Gamecocks is coming. I see.
Yeah, shout out.
Definitely love
I
to see
see,
it.
in the place to be. Y'all ready to run this thing down? What's good?
Let's do it.
Let's get it going. We are going to start with, yes, the Super Bowl preview, the holiday weekend. It's a whole event, man. We're going to talk about Kelce, Mahomes, Reid, the big three of this Chiefs dynasty in the making. In the making. Preface my comments by saying that first. From there, we go to Number 2, the Suns. It gets real sunny out there in Phoenix with KD there. It's mad smiles now. We got Devin, we got Chris, KD, Aiton, stars galore. We're gonna look at the Suns now that they got KD, top 5 player, probably in all our minds. Where will the Suns go? We're gonna answer that. From there, we'll go to number 3, winners, losers. People maybe in between limbo mode or no man's land. We're going to talk about the teams that won the NBA trade deadline, teams that lost the NBA trade deadline. So put our GM cats on. We know how y'all do as far as picking teams. Y'all need to go look back at one of them episodes as far as the starting 5 everyone had. We need to go look at that. Basketball is coming real soon. You're going to see these GMs on who you think they are. Now, from there, we're going to go to number 4, the midseason awards for, yes, the NBA season. This is weird to me because this is an accomplishment midway. Why are we giving people flowers already? But anyway, we're going to speak on the MVP, the most valuable player, the defensive player of the year, the coach of the year, all in between, most improved and all. And we will close it out with the fireworks. Yes, the fireworks. The top list, the top 20 list of wide receivers. Last week, it got real hectic. It got real BS, quote unquote. But this week, we shall see how far the BS shall go with the top 20 wide receivers in the league for this year, 2022, 2023. Let's get
Jimmy.
Let's go.
You know how last week it was me and you. I got a feeling this gonna be one of us two and Darius, because
Yo, with the receivers, he be with his chest with it. It's the Julio standard coming out.
It is definitely the Julio standard, man.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Hopefully he surprises us and he just has a normal list that all of us can agree with.
Oh, you're gonna love my list, Don. This list definitely for you, because you're gonna like who I got in my top 10. It's gonna surprise both of you. It's gonna surprise both of you. My man is coming, man. My man is coming.
If you saying what I think you're saying, me and you is no, he ain't.
Whoa, Drake, my boy, but he not there yet. He'll get there. He could have been there.
I just want y'all to know there was no biases in this analysis right here. Just know we like that. But we can go ahead.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anywho,
man.
So before we start, Don,
I would like everybody to like, subscribe. What it is on Apple. On Apple, you can leave 5 stars. Do all that. Like, just show some love. Shoot, send it to your mama. Send it to your boyfriend, your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. Even send it to your little 2-year-old daughter. I don't care. Just spread it. You know what I'm saying?
Shoot, Granny love football too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Send it to her.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get it. Super Bowl review, man, oh man. Man, I will say that was a good game. That was actually a very, very good game. Philly, they did what I asked them to do. They controlled the clock. They tried to keep Mahomes off the field. And I got to give it to the Chiefs because they took every opportunity they were given and they capitalized off of it. When I say, I think the biggest factor I think the biggest moment of that game, it wasn't the, quote unquote, was it a call, wasn't a call. I don't think it was that. I think it was the turnover. I think the turnover was the biggest factor because that made a difference. The Chiefs, I mean, for them to be ranked bottom half in the league, they definitely exploited, again, where the Eagles can be exploited in the run game. Isaiah Pacheco, 75 rushing yards and a touchdown. He played very well. I think he has a promising future in that backfield. I don't know about Clyde. He might be out of there soon. But I think the another big factor in this game was the protection of Patrick Mahomes. You guys played the best defensive line in football. The team that's a few sacks behind the one of the best defenses in NFL history, right? The Chicago Bears, with 70 sacks on the year, and you give up 0 in the biggest game of the season? 0? That's golden. When you got Patrick Mahomes back there, that's perfect. I mean, he completed 77% of his passes. The Eagles only gave up I know I'm gonna bring it back to the text messages. Sorry, Don, but you said
There you are.
Patrick Mahomes didn't throw for over 200. Well, guess what? Only 5 quarterbacks this year threw for over 200 yards on the Eagles. 5 out of how many games did they play? We got an 18-week season. Then you got what? 3 playoff games. That's 21 games. That's
Yeah.
that's a lot of games. So again, he did what he had to do, right? It was I got to give flowers to Andy Reid. That was a well coached game. I think 29 rushing attempts, something like that. 27 pass attempts, very very balanced. Uh, the Eagles they kept the ball from the Chiefs, but I mean, out of the 8 possessions that they had, they scored on 6 of those possessions. That's capitalizing when you get the opportunity, when you have the understanding that they know you have the best offense. They want to keep you off the field. But guess what? When we do get the ball, we're going to score. And mind you, they did miss a field goal as well from like the
Right.
30-yard line. So
Right.
give and take, that's another 3 points right there. Hey, we'll get on to the Travis Kelce and Mahomes, legacy. What does that stand for? But that's my takeaway from the game. I think both teams played very well, and the Chiefs won this game. The defensive touchdown was the biggest moment for the Chiefs, which I got.
Man, because you hit it on the head. You need to get paid for this shit. You need to get paid for this. Well, you do. But anywho, you need to get paid more for this shit because you was on the money with it, man. And when I say
One day.
this, yeah, we on the move. We on the move up here. Now, as far as that D, you highlighted it perfectly. Pause. Now, as far as
That was wild.
Cam Johnson, take note. Pause it. All right. Now, define whatever.
Hey.
Now, this Eagles defense, I was thinking it was the Giants. I have nightmares when I think about those Giants. I know Super Bowl holiday season for me. The Giants sometimes put fear in my heart because of what they did to my dear Patriots. Now, the Giants had dogs on that line. The Eagles, when we lost in 505 Brady in the Super Bowl, dogs on that line. The same dogs that we seen this past weekend. Those dogs are a little older now, and I believe because of that, they have Reddick is nice on the perimeter. I don't know. I was expecting this line to pressure him more, not to touch him, not to have a sack. That's one thing, but at least force a hurry up or some sense of urgency when it comes to Patrick. He was looking very, very comfortable in the second half specifically. In the first half, it was an issue. I actually thought it was on a downfall for the Chiefs because of the injury. I was thinking more on the lines of the Bengals because the Eagles were showing that they could score on the Chiefs. Chris Jones wasn't much of a factor in this game, which shocked me. But that D line of the Eagles wasn't much of a factor in this game, which shocked me. Now, you highlighted the coaching and Stefanski and Reid. I mean, Nick Sirianni, my fault. Nick Sirianni and Reid, I believe, are needed to get praised because, you're talking about not really running it much with Jalen Hurts, but when you do, it's mad effective. Like it's crazy. You talking about 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, 3 rushing touchdowns, a record here for Jalen Hurts. And it's a beautiful thing to see both quarterbacks, both African Americans excelling and doing great things in a big stage, and Rihanna doing her thing at the halftime show too. It's a beautiful thing to see. And that's mostly the highlight I get from it. The main thing from the Chiefs was not really Pat more so than anything, because I know his greatness is on another level, and he solidified it with doing it with the injured ankle. But you're talking about 6 yards per carry. You highlighted Pachinko. This man's gonna get paid. And the thing about the Chiefs, they're able to get it done. We know they can get it done in multiple ways. But for them to win this championship in a way that is not the most sexy, which is their formula before. Big plays, big shots, which can hurt you in the long run because you're not looking to get that first. You're not looking to manage the clock or like you spoke on, take advantage of your opportunities, your minimal opportunities having the ball. So if you have the ball, what was it? I believe maybe half the time. I think the Eagles doubled them in time. You would
Just
expect
about. They almost had a full quarter of possession time over the Chiefs.
right, which is you would think that would really that was this direct correlation lead to win. I
Yep.
think the Eagles, because their offense was so high octane against this Chiefs defense, which shocked me as well. I believe they should have just kept the foot down and not worried about long drives so much, but take more shots down the field. I believe AJ Brown could have taken advantage of his matchup way more often. Devonta Smith was doing that early on in the game. I think they could have done that more. That the line, I mean, the line, both lines did an amazing job. Like it was a clean cut game on both sides, but those defensive coordinators need to reevaluate their perspective on how to slow down certain teams and using their strength, because I don't believe the Eagles did that.
Yeah, yeah, you hit right on the money because the Eagles line O line played just as well as the Chiefs O line, and I mean you could just tell Chris Jones was out there frustrated. He was trying his damnness to get to the quarterback and he couldn't. He couldn't. But this is the game this is the perfect matchup that you wanted. It wasn't like a you know not to poo-poo the Bengals, but no one expected the Bengals to get there, right? No one expected the Giants to get there. These are so when you look at the odds, they're pretty even because you got the best defense versus the best offense, but the Eagles with the best defense still has a very, very high
Because
obtaining
you're gonna have to
offense.
repeat. Because you're gonna have to repeat that last statement. Because he, this
Down,
nigga here.
down missed it.
Go ahead.
And
So what I was
I heard everything. I heard everything. I heard the Bengals wasn't supposed to be there. I heard that. I
no,
just say, you know,
I didn't say. Hey, listen, I didn't say they weren't
you didn't
supposed to
just
be
say
there.
me and the Giants
I
wasn't
said
expected to be there.
I said they weren't expected to be there. There's a difference. They was they did their thing. They made it there, right? They did their thing. They got there, but no
Yes.
one expected them to get there.
To do it again. Right. Right.
And I'm talking
What's
about last year.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So what are your takes from this game? Because I want to hear your Mahomes praise finally.
I don't
Please.
have any Mahomes praise, bro. I just say he did what he did. He was a good game manager yesterday. Jesus, you got me about to choke because you talking about you want to hear praise. Um, First of all, this was a good game. I will say that, and I give the Chiefs props for the first half because the Eagles looked like they was about to dog walk them up out there, and they was able to
Destroy.
keep it. Yeah,
It was only a
hey,
10-point game.
no,
It
but
wasn't dog walk.
before Jalen Hurts fumble, it looked like they was going down that field about to score again, and it looked like it was. I believe it was up by 7 or 10 at that point. I think it was 7. Looked like they was gonna go down and score again. I mean, I say this: the the Eagles, yes, they blew some opportunities. Like that Hurts fumble really cost them. I mean, because if you ask me, they were the more talented team. They played well enough to win yesterday. I'd say this: I give the Chiefs props. I thought the defensive line was going to be wreaking havoc. I can't even blame it on the grass like how I see some people doing because hey, the Chiefs had to play on that same grass and they still got 2 sacks on Jalen Hurts. Even though it wasn't like none of the defensive linemen was linebackers, but still they was able to get there and they got pressure. But as far as the game go, um, it's it's hard for me to actually like go past the part of officiating. Officiating had 2 calls that I didn't really like that. The first one was the Devonta Smith call. Now I was listening to Mike Petraglia, I believe that's his name, the referee, the retired referee that works for Fox. On that Devonta Smith call that got called back for that deep ball that he had down the field, and they called it back and they said it was incomplete. They said in the rule book it says it has to be complete. What complete? Like it has to be clear and complete that to overturn. It wasn't clear and complete to overturn the call, but then they still overturned it, which cost the Eagles. I think they got like the field goal out of that, but they was going to be in that red zone with first down on that play. And then the last one was the holding call at the end. I get it. If you want to call it holding, cool. I he have some jersey, but yes, but he let go right after. we see that play every single play, literally. Earlier in the game, we saw him hold Juju going across the middle of the field. We ain't see no call for that. So it's kind of like I
In the
kind of
middle of the
fall on
field, it's
the
harder to see. But
I kind of fall underneath the line of I don't want the referee determining the game at the end of the game, especially not in no Super Bowl. This is second year in a row where we've seen referees cause teams cause teams win because they get involved in it. Like even if you was to just let it ride, the Chiefs are still gonna be in 3rd and 8. They might even win on 4th down if they didn't convert the third down. I just like seeing like letting them uh figure it out. Let them determine who's gonna win because once they gave them the first down, there was nothing the Eagles could do. They didn't have any more timeouts. And yeah, that's what I got out the game. Like, and Jalen Hurts was the best quarterback on that field yesterday. Let's not let that slip anybody's mind.
what?
Bruh out balled Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he threw for 300, had three rushing TDs. That was a Super Bowl record. Had a passing TD. Bro was on fire yesterday. But shout out to Jalen Hurts though.
Hey, I got a couple things here. First of all, the I give you the Bengals call. The Bengals call last the year before that was bogus.
I
I
agree.
I honestly thought I was like, no way this happened. There's something sketchy going on here, but we'll leave that for another day. The one yesterday, come on now. That I could see I could say that was a solid call. You if they called it and that helped that that gave the Chiefs the momentum to again they scored on that drive to score on that drive. Okay, but if they didn't call it and the Chiefs lose, then they're gonna say, oh well, what about the holding call near the goal line that Bradbury held? Bradbury said it himself he held. I don't know. The transition just looked sketchy to me. Just looked like a blatant hold to me because Juju had him beat once he hit the
He held
outside.
him twice.
Yeah, he held him on the hip the second time, and then he held his chest. He literally grabbed the jersey. You
Hmm.
could see this a slight tug on the jersey when he was breaking in. Then as he going out, Juju had him beat and he held him on the hip.
But
Okay,
do y'all want games determined like that?
it's
I,
a
I,
call. It's a good
I
I
call.
get
want I
no.
want
I don't sit here and say like the call. I can see why they called it. I can, but my thing is, if a big game like that, the Super Bowl, do you want the final game to be the final play to be basically determined off of the referees getting involved? Granted,
the referees doing their
I
job.
I would say this. No, I would say this. If it's egregious, yes, call it. But that wasn't like some egregious call. I mean,
He held him
play
twice.
that bro. I don't. I seen slow mo angles that I'm just like I don't know, bro. Bro, let them go right after. Hey, everybody got their own interpretation of what they saw, but me personally, I don't want to see a game determined by a flag and then the team not having any more timeouts to even do anything about it. All they had to do was kneel down now and drain the
If
clock.
if we keep that logic consistent, then defenders will get away with a lot more holding because they understand the leverage of the call at the end of the game. Uh, Discipline is discipline, and technique is technique. If we teach you to keep hands off and to read eyes, as opposed to um, using your body or using your hands to stay in front or impose a man's progress going forward. That's an issue. It's against the rule book. So at the end of the day, it's like a walk. If someone carries or walks on a final shot, Kawhi Leonard on the lucky bounce, they need to call it. He shuffled his feet. He stepped. I know this is the era where extra step and a silent step and all the nah. Like if we're talking about keeping it consistent, that should be called. And I wouldn't be upset about it. For me
But
personally,
Jimmy,
uh,
but like you saying, keeping it consistent. If they wasn't calling it all game, why wait till the final 2 minutes to start calling?
first off, it was blatant. Like you just said, when you hold somebody two times, I can let you get away with it maybe once.
You thought that was blatant?
Yes, and I was sitting here with a Bengal fan watching it, ironically, and he talking about it was an uncatchable ball. He held him before the ball was even released, and then held
I
him
agree
as
with that. I agree.
the ball was in the air. So
I agree with that. But
it's not about the ball. It's about bro wasn't able to get into his route. So the
Twice.
ball, right? The timing
Well,
was
the
off.
first time.
Right,
Good.
right. The first time, but the timing is off. Like, so of course it's not going to be as catch. It's not going to seem as catchable. There was another time where Jalen threw it and Watkins didn't run the correct route. The ball was thrown where it needed to be. Was it what? Oh, my fault. So Scantley was on the receiving end, and Patrick threw it outside the numbers where it should have been, but because he didn't run the correct route, because his route was sort of impeded, his progress was impeded. It allowed for the timing of the route to be off, and we're talking about a red zone situation here too.
Uh, the only two calls that I thought that was, was some bull was the Goddard catch and then also the Devontae Smith catch. I
you didn't think
think
Goddard caught that?
no, I definitely did. They give him that,
They
or
gave
they
him
they oh they gave him that.
that
Okay,
long, that long
I didn't
flag.
remember. I thought they took that. I thought they took that back. Okay, so just the Devontae Smith catch that should have been a catch. But as far as the holding, the way I see it is, I get what you're saying, Don. Like you don't want that to be to result as the outcome of the game to help the outcome of the game. But I don't see it that way. I see it as it was a solid call because it did happen. If they called it, they're damned. If they don't call it, they're damned. Because if it's the opposite way, that everyone would be so mad. Chiefs fans would be just as mad. Like, oh, what about this call for about the holding call? That was a blatant hold. Everyone would have been in an uproar. So I think it was a solid call. But let me get back to this other point that you brought up because you just
For
slid
me?
that in there. Yeah. Oh, you for sure. That Jalen Hurts was the better quarterback of the night. We know damn well Jalen Hurts wasn't the better quarterback of the night. But what I will
You know
say,
that.
what I will say is that the way Jalen Hurts played last night, I am Eagles fans. I'm saying this now. I'm gonna bump him up to my top 5. I said that it was gonna result in how he played this week. He played very well. He played
Is
very
he better
well.
than Trevor Lawrence?
I'm gonna bump him up to top 5, and we're gonna take Trevor out. Trevor's gonna be number 6.
Who's for? I forgot.
Um, Justin
Herbert.
Herbert.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
What about you,
but
Jimmy?
I
What
mean,
about you?
what about me? I
You
had
said if
Hurts
he
at
balled,
4. I had Trevor
you
at
said
5.
if he balled. I know you said if he balled up, you was gonna put him above Allen.
No, I said if he had to come through in a clutch moment for them to win the game, they had to call on him to win the game, which is something I haven't seen Josh do. I will put him over Josh. That's the only thing I don't believe in Josh with is his clutch factor at the end of the game, is closing it out.
You have
but
seen Josh do it.
Not on this bigger scale. That's why I would have put Jalen
I mean,
ahead of him.
he did it against the
Last
Chiefs.
year,
He
I
did it
was to say
against the
last year
Chiefs.
it was not his fault that they
It's
lost
just
in
Mahomes
13
did some
seconds.
Mahomes stuff.
For sure, for sure,
Or Tariq Hill did some Tariq Hill stuff.
for sure, for sure.
but nah, I mean you got to give Jalen played very well, but he definitely didn't play. I think both quarterbacks played very well. I'm not gonna poo poo one over the other, but I mean he
Yeah, leave
did
that
have
to me.
a 1 yard rushing touchdown and a 4 yard rushing touchdown. I mean, it wasn't like a
He had
20
three. He
yard.
had 3 touchdowns now.
Yes, he had 3 touchdowns,
Who was
but
in
they were all
5
were
yards?
in with 4 to
Hey,
5
hey,
yards.
hey! I'm not.
Similar to
We
Patrick
All I'm
Mahomes'
all
saying
passing
is,
we
all I'm
touchdowns.
all we
saying
all
is,
know that the QB sneak is pretty overpowered. I think it's overpowered. I could just put 3 guys behind the quarterback and we all just push. I mean,
but
it's
that isn't how he got in there every single time, though.
He
no,
went
not
over
every
the
single
left.
time, but one of them, and then they converted. They converted multiple third downs with a QB sneak.
Mhm.
But anyway, as far as Mahomes' legacy, I mean, he's currently built. Like I say, he's currently building his resume. He's building it right now. He joins 12 other NFL starting quarterbacks who've won multiple Super Bowls. There's only
Multiple,
there's only 11 others that done it. It's
not
been
appearances.
yeah. He also joins 10 other players to win a Super Bowl MVP and the Super Bowl in the same season. He's joined 4 other players to win a Super Bowl MVP multiple times. I mean, multiple 5K passing yard seasons, MVPs, 2 MVPs, a championship, and a Super Bowl championship. Come on now, he's
Darius,
the best.
let's skip all
He's the
this.
best quarterback
What
in
you
the
trying to
league,
say?
man.
I was gonna say, what you trying to say, Darius?
He's the best quarterback in
Jesus,
the
what are
league.
you
That's
trying
all.
to say?
That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. He's building his resume to potential to Hall of Fame. He's building a Hall of Fame resume, and he's building himself up to possibly be the best. Possibly be the best. Who knows? He already won 2 before he's 30.
Got a long way to go before
He
he gets
definitely
there,
got a
man.
long way to
That's all I
go.
know.
I said he's building a resume. That has nothing to do with what he's building.
Pat, my fault. Don, how could I disrespect Pat like that? Don, stop interrupting
Yo.
greatness here. He is spitting about how great this man is. Let it spit,
No.
let it rock, let it
No.
ride, okay? We're
No.
talking about Patrick Mahomes here. You did something
Nobody wanna
earlier
hear
today.
this.
You did something earlier today. I remember I think it was last episode, I asked you, can Kirk Cousins be a game manager? He's never been asked to be one. As an all-time great, as the all-time great, your responsibility is not always to win the game, but to manage the game. If we set you up and we don't have to call on you to bring us home, just don't shit the joint up. And that's exactly what an all-time great, you're talking about a dude with ample talent. It's hard to rein that in sometimes. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. It's very hard to not trust your abilities. And a game manager typically doesn't have those abilities to have to, get out their mind in order to manage the game. Patrick Mahomes is able to do it. Tom Brady didn't have this thing. I'm a New England fan, I'm a Brady fan. Patrick Mahomes is coming from him. I'm not saying he's going to pass him, but I'm damn sure scared, okay? And it's because he's able to have more ability than Brady. He passed the eye test while also being able to rein those abilities in and manage the game as Brady did all his career. Well, not all, but most. Now, Andy Reid, Kelce, Pat, Andy Reid and Kelce, the only thing that sort of hinders, it's a pro and a con for Patrick Mahomes as far as the GOAT debate. Travis
I'm
Kelce,
glad
as far
you
as
brought that up.
yeah, it definitely hinders it. And the reason why I go with Brady a lot of times is because there was only one other consistent variable besides him, Bill Belichick. If Kelce, if he can win without Kelce as he did without Tyreek, which they already won that trade, then it will prove something even more. But just because you have a 3-headed monster,
No.
It's just not the same as the 2-headed monster.
I'm not
that
gonna
did it
let you
multiple
get
times.
away with that bull crap comment. How you gonna say he has to win one without Kelce? He's on his team.
Hey,
That's
Jimmy,
like
me and
saying,
you on the same page
yo,
today.
no. That comment just pissed me off because that's like saying, yo, Jordan, if you would have won one without Scotty, then
Please don't start that debate because Scotty proved more without Jordan than Jordan did without Scotty. So Shaq, you need to win one without Kobe, just like Kobe needs to win one without you.
He won one with D Wade.
I'm just saying, all right, we're getting on left field. That's my fault. But Brady, the standard with Brady is the fact that he doesn't need nobody but a coach.
He
If
won
Patrick
3
can say
with
the same, then
Gronk.
okay. Yeah, and
He won 3
and he
with
won
Gronk.
4. No, you actually won. Yeah, 3. So that means you won 4 without him. That's a lot.
And a great defense.
Nah,
It
Gronk was there. Gronk was there on the Bucks.
Right. So I thought it was
So
4,
wait, Gronk won 4 with him, 3 with the
I
Pats,
think it's
1 with
3
the Bucks.
because one of them he was injured in one of them. So I think it is really 3 because he didn't play in the game that he was a part. He has 4 championships, but he didn't play in one of those 4.
And at that time, they might have had Aaron Hernandez.
No, they didn't because he didn't win He didn't win.
I don't think he was there, dog.
Aaron wasn't there when they won that.
That's what I'm saying. He's better than Jordan, but that's neither here nor there. Yo, the
Nah,
standard
he was
is
a wild
Tom.
boy.
The standard is Tom. So Patrick has to do certain
God,
things.
bro.
He doesn't have to win 6, 7, whatever. It's just the way in which you win has to be more appealing because the reason why we're saying you're better than Brady is because the eye test is more appealing.
That's nigga nonsense. But okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Doc.
I just like how y'all skipped like some quarterbacks and went straight to Brady. Like Brady is the GOAT. So in my mind, Patrick Mahomes hasn't passed Joe Montana. For me, Joe Montana is 4-0 in the Super Bowl with no turnovers. Congratulations, Pat Mahomes. This is your first game without committing a turnover. Every other one, you committed at least 7 turnovers total. So, I mean, I'm not there to. I told y'all last week. I like to see people finish out their career, or at least like how LeBron is right now, where he's so many years in, like he's at year 20, that it's like, all right, he's putting Jimmy's favorite word, a level of consistency to show that okay, he is one of the all-time greats and he's probably number 2. So for me right now, you don't think he's never mind. We're not gonna go there.
Feel my chest every
um,
time.
but I just feel like he played well yesterday. He has 2, so he has that going for him right now. I will say this: I don't think he's going to probably get to 4 or 5. To be honest, if I don't, I don't think he gets to 5.
Yo,
I don't.
honestly,
Appearances?
honestly,
No, as Super Bowls, period.
I could see it happening. I could see him getting like 5 rings. And
Let me ask you this.
I think that at least him and Kelce is going to get one more before Kelce retires. I think because Kelsey's 33 right now. I think they can get one more before Kelce turns 37. So at least
I don't know
between
about that
34,
one,
35, 36.
I don't
Brother,
know about
they
that one
have they
because
have a young
at some
they
point
have
it's
a
going
they have
to
a young
deteriorate.
they have a young secondary, they have a young linebacking core. Chris Jones is only like 27, 28 years old. What are we
Yes, you know
saying?
what
They
you
have
failing to
one of the
mention.
best
You know
O
what you
lines.
failing to mention. You know
What
what
am
you
I
failing to
failing to
mention.
mention?
Andy Reid before the Super Bowl was already seeming like he didn't know if he was how much longer he was going to be coaching. Travis Kelce after the Super Bowl said that he don't know how many more of these he got in him. If you take away those 2 pieces, I'm not too sure that this is that dynasty that y'all think is going to happen. That he's just going to rattle off 5 of these things. Like let's
And
relax.
that's my point
Let's
about the consistent variables
Brother,
like.
outside of Patrick
Aaron
Mahomes.
Donald has been talking about retiring for the last 2 years. And
And
when
you
he's on
see
the
where that
field,
got them. He wasn't even in the half the season. He wasn't even on the game.
what's
You
the
know why? Because
point? I
got
don't
one
have
foot in
Cooper
and one
Kupp. I
foot
don't
out.
have Matthew Stafford. Why would I even go out there and play? My money is guaranteed.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying he 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and you see that team wasn't going nowhere this season. But I'm just saying, like you said, Travis Kelce, what he 33, 34, whatever he is. How much more years do you think that he's going to be playing at this level, especially being a physical tight end as he is? And then Andy Reid is 70, what he's 70 or 71?
Nah,
How
Andy
much
Reid's
more,
64.
Yeah.
whatever
Bill
he is,
Belichick is 70. Nick
Mm-hmm.
Saban is 70.
Mm-hmm.
Bill
Pete
Belichick is
Carroll.
better than Andy Reid. Let's relax.
Duh.
I didn't
Come
say
on.
he wasn't, but we're gonna talk. We're not gonna
Duh.
talk. We're not gonna talk like Andy Reid isn't one of the most winningest coaches of all time. 3. I think he's 3rd
Nobody said
actually.
that. Nobody said that. We just said all I said was I just want to put a pause on this. Like you think that they're just gonna be running off these championships, and I also would like to mention the AFC is not no cakewalk. Like let's stop acting like the Chiefs just ran roughshod over every single team out here. They didn't, bro. Like you act like they didn't even beat the Jaguars convincingly. They beat them by 7. Like it was no like beat down or anything. You
Jaguars
still
was a
got the
playoff team.
Bengals. The Jaguars aren't on the Chiefs level.
They were a playoff team. They
What
made
does
it to the
that
playoffs.
mean? What
They
does that
made it to the
mean? The
playoffs.
Giants made the playoffs. Does that mean that they're on the same level as the Cowboys?
Eye test. The
That's what I'm
Jaguars
saying. Like,
have
the
I
Jaguars
get
are
I,
not on
I
the
get
same
you.
level as the Chiefs. So
Nobody's on the
my
same
thing
level
is,
as the Chiefs right now. So
if that's what you want to say, all I'm sitting here saying is you still have the Bengals, you still have the Bills, you still have the Ravens if they do keep Lamar. Who knows what Miami does if Tua comes back healthy? Hey, there's some teams out there that I'm just not ready to sit here and say like, oh, the Chiefs are definitely gonna just dominate the AFC. Like that's a
They
weak
say
take to me
I don't think
because
anyone said that they're dominating anything.
I've seen it. I've seen it. You know, Nick Wright. You know, he's the biggest Kansas City Chiefs fan. This is the AFC should be worried. They can't. The Chiefs are. This is the Chiefs.
they should be worried.
Conference. Who?
Everyone.
Though everyone who hasn't won nothing in the AFC, which is everyone. besides us.
bro.
But
Jimmy, let's stop counting stuff that don't matter no more. We talking about
what?
this era. We talking about this era. I don't care about what y'all did like years ago. Let's talk about right
What?
now. You worry about your team right now.
Do you
Don't tell
know?
me
No,
about your
no,
old
seriously. You
team.
said this era. My team has been
I'm saying
relevant this era.
I'm saying under Mac Jones. That's what I'm saying. Underneath
Okay.
Mac Jones as your
Be more
quarterback.
specific.
I don't care about what happened in the past. Like that don't matter right now because it's not like I told you earlier. Brady ain't coming back, so we got to
I'm
worry
just
about
saying
right now.
we were relevant when Patrick Mahomes was relevant. I'm just saying like we were winning while he was winning, like in this era. I'm talking about other people in the AFC having an opportunity. Only the Bengals have gotten an opportunity in us. So everyone else should be worried. That's all I'm saying.
But I don't think y'all can be in the conversation because y'all did it with Brady. Y'all haven't done it for Mac Jones, so I don't. That's my thing. Like
I
yes,
feel like I
y'all
just
done
trust
it.
in Bill.
As an organization, you got to give the Patriots credit.
No,
They
I'm not
were a
taking
true
credit.
dynasty in this era. But you saying that you should look into the now, but you don't give Mahomes the flower, or you don't give the Chiefs the flowers that they deserve right now, and they just won the Super Bowl. And they've been to the Super
What
Bowl.
flowers did I give? I said they played well. I said that.
Well,
What do you
that
want
is
me to say?
disrespectful. That is a dead
What
flower.
do you want me to say?
And then he poo-pooed him. And then he
Yo.
poo-pooed him and went
What do you
to,
want me to
oh well,
say?
Jalen played better.
the
It's not.
AFC
Can
isn't no
two things not be true,
cakewalk in the
Jimmy?
park.
You
Can
shooting
two
down
things
this
not be
dynasty before
true?
as it's getting started.
Yeah, right.
I'm not shooting down. Jimmy, you was just with me just a few minutes ago. Don't do that.
No.
Like me and
I'm
you were
with you
just here a
because
few minutes ago.
the things you're saying is what will help Patrick Mahomes be the GOAT. Andy Reid and all those things are important to this dynasty
Hey,
continue on. Travis Kelce as
you're
well.
right. You're
So
right,
right
but
about
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I can't sit here and be like, oh, he's definitely gonna win all five with the Andy Reid factor, the Travis Kelce
but he
factor.
doesn't need
But
to.
As much,
no one
but
guaranteed
but as
anything.
but I know I'm saying you said that you could see him winning five. I'm just like I could see him
I
maybe
could
winning
see the
3 or
team winning
4,
5.
but
Which is 3 more.
at the same time, I'm also saying like you can't poo-poo the rest of the conference just because the Chiefs won this year. Like you still got some heavy hitters out there that can beat the Chiefs, and we've seen teams be able to beat the Chiefs. You can't sit here and do that.
But they're the only team that made it 5 times in a row to the AFC Championship. They have this championship. I mean, this conference pretty much on lock when it comes to contending.
Jimmy, I know you're not a big LeBron fan.
I respect greatness.
But let me ask you this: every year LeBron made it back to back to back to back to back Eastern Conference Finals. Did that mean that the Eastern Conference was strong in every single year, or was the conference weak in some of those years?
Let me spit here because
I
this
ain't
is
got
loaded.
nothing
This
to
is
say.
loaded. I'm just saying this is loaded. This is a very different type of conversation. LeBron's road compared to Patrick's road now. Patrick's road now is what's going to help
Yes,
him beat Brady. I agree.
yes,
LeBron's road
we
was
hear
shitty.
that.
That's why I don't praise it. But he did what he's
Jimmy,
supposed to do at
we
the same
hear.
time. So I respect greatness. So I get what you're saying. But what I'm also saying is in the conference in which there's been a dynasty that they had to overtake in a sense, a Bengals team that's loaded, all these quarterbacks you keep talking about, they have made it to 5 straight AFC championships in the
But
midst
Jimmy,
of
you were just there.
the
No, you
era
was
that you're
just there.
talking about. That's difficult.
No, but you was just there. Like you said, LeBron, he had weak competition. So no,
Yes.
hold on. So the last 2 years, I give him props. That was the Josh Allen assertion. Joe Burrow raised up. Like now I'm sitting here saying back then when he was making those first two, who was really out there besides the
Brady,
Patriots? No, I said besides the Patriots
a
to
whole
stop
dynasty.
them from making it. No, he had to pay. I'm saying to make it to the AFC Championship before these last 2 years the AFC wasn't this loaded. They had teams like the Titans making the AFC Championship, and the Cleveland Browns with Baker. Like that's my thing. I'm just sitting here saying like
He's been in the
I
league for
get what
5
y'all
years.
saying. Yes, I get that, but what I'm saying is the competition wasn't as loaded as it is now. If he runs off 5 straight more with Herbert, Allen, Burrow, Lamar, yeah, you got to give him his props. He did that. He got the 5 straight. But I'm just like I'm not here to sit here and be like, oh yeah, uh, every AFC championship counts the same because it doesn't, because you didn't have as much, you didn't have a hard of a test to get there, to be honest with you. It's still an accomplishment. I'm not taking that away from you. It's still an accomplishment. But just like LeBron stuff, LeBron went through like the Hawks, some weak ass teams to get to the Eastern Conference
But who
Finals
are the
every
Bengals and
single year.
Bills at the latter end? Because you just spoke on the last 2 years. The Chiefs have had stiff
Yeah, that's what I'm
competition
giving them
in
props
your
for.
in your estimation. But you keep comparing them to LeBron. Where was the stiff competition? Paul George and Roy Hibbert, Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler before he was somebody. Like that's not nothing. That's not the Bills and Bengals. I promise you that.
Them Bulls teams was pretty good. The Pacers was
They
pretty
were
good.
pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They shouldn't have went to 6 with Miami. I'm sorry, or even 7, 6 or 7 with Miami.
Who?
Big 3. I believe the Bulls shouldn't have gave the Heat as much of a run. Indiana shouldn't have, I understand that, but LeBron, especially a dude that this ain't a big, you can do something about Derrick Rose. D Wade, you could do something about Derrick Rose. So the matchup allows for me to say the Heat, especially with the firepower you have and the coaching experience, like it's more proven on your end, and you're telling me you went to 6, 7? Nah, that's not impressive to me. When you're speaking on what's impressive, the Jaguars and one wasn't that impressive to me. I agree with that too, but I also believe the Jaguars are a lot better than what we say that the Chicago Bulls or Indiana Pacers was back then. I believe the Jaguars will be a lot better than what we deemed the Indiana Pacers and Derrick Rose in them.
All right, so we're getting to time here, but there's one thing that Don said that I just want to point out. It's just the road to the championship, and this is my last thing. So the first year with Mahomes at the Realm, they beat the Colts. I mean, Andrew Luck, was he not one of the best quarterbacks in the league at that time before he retired? Okay. They beat the Colts, and then they lost to Brady in the conference championship. The next year, they won the Super Bowl.
Hold on. What you fail to realize about that Colts game, the Colts blew a big ass lead. Like,
and the same thing the next
they did the same thing like the Chargers.
The same thing the next year with the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson led Houston Texans, but both teams was 10-6. And then they beat the Tennessee Titans in the conference championship, and then they beat the San Fran 49ers in the Super Bowl. The next year they lost the Super Bowl, but they beat Cleveland. They beat the Bills in a close game, and then they lost. They got destroyed by the Bucks. So what are you talking about? His road to these championships hasn't been through good teams.
Yeah, the last, I only really count the last two as being really a really hard road to get there. Like you said, the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns was not like that, bro. Like, let's stop. The Texans, bro.
Miles
You
Garrett
don't
like
you don't like giving credit where credit's due. I just noticed that.
I do give credit.
I didn't know. I didn't just notice that. I've been noticed that.
Jimmy,
but it's okay.
Did I not say the last 2 years I give them credit, but if they run off 5 straight, then hey, you can't say anything. I'm just not here to sit here.
We're narrowing
and praise
down
the Cleveland Browns.
The first 3. We're talking about the first 3 years now, because he brought up specific stats in games and quarterbacks and matchups that speak to a nice stiff competition more so than LeBron, which was your example.
Look what you said. The teams that you brought up, it more so of they blew that shit, just like how the Chargers did this year.
That doesn't mean
anything.
Hey,
I don't.
That means nothing.
Miles Garrett,
the Colts team, that Colts,
bro, you
that
keep pointing out Miles Garrett like he's the contributing factor on the offense. Though you had Baker as your quarterback.
Bro, bro. All right, I get the offensive. You talking about versus head to head, but understand we are talking about Patrick Mahomes here. So when we're talking about Patrick Mahomes, we have to talk about who's coming after Patrick Mahomes. It's more of a matchup who's on defense as opposed to who's the opposing quarterback. Miles Garrett is going to affect Patrick Mahomes more than any quarterback you put over there besides the name Tom Brady or Joe Burrow or an elite weapon. And even when he doesn't play an elite weapon at the quarterback position, there's an elite talent on the other end that's trying to get at him.
All right, fellas, we got time. Phoenix Suns. How far will the Phoenix Suns go this year? What y'all think?
This one's weird, man.
What you got, Don?
Please stop.
No, them boys getting to the finals, man. They are going to the finals. I'm predicting that it's going to be them and the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, and I don't think Denver has enough to stop them. There was some other teams that made some moves, but I mean, how are you going to stop two elite scorers in Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, and then you still got some sharpshooters on the outside? You got T.J. Warren now. I believe they just got Terrence Ross also, who can shoot also, and they still have the point guard in Chris Paul. And let's say DeAndre Ayton doesn't show up, you can trade him this offseason and get you some more pieces. Like the Suns are set up to look beautiful up out here. I'm not gonna lie to you. I believe KD leads this team to a championship. I don't. Let me know if I'm tripping because I don't see anybody out
You're
west
tripping. You're tripping.
that I see stopping them. What you got,
Go
Jimmy?
ahead.
I need to know
Jimmy.
who you.
My goodness. First off, my God wins. I just want to say that. My God, he wins.
Who's
So
the point
when
guard?
you say he ain't my point guard, okay? My God wins. I'm gonna say it one more time. Now, the Western Conference. You're talking about KD, the point guard, and they injured. They're injury prone. I know, bro. Nigga on TikTok was talking about the Nuggets. I was speaking on it being banged up, and that's not bad. That is basketball. If you're not available, you're not able to play basketball. So if we have a track record of these stars being injured in crunch time, Chris Paul around this when it's time to win this Suns team, let go of mad first round picks for now. This ain't about the future. So with Chris Paul at the age of 36, 37 years old, we need to see you durable now. The Suns will not be able to do it in my estimation. The furthest I can see them going if everyone is healthy, because if everyone's healthy, they look very, very nice. To me, nicer than the Nuggets. They have a lot of things that are naturally in place as far as leadership. Chris Paul, KD can just hoop. Ayton and Monty, I like that they're working it out as far as just minds and locker room and coexisting. That's a beautiful thing. It's set for KD just like it was with the Warriors. Now durability is more of an issue than what it was with the Warriors. I still have the Warriors. My fault. Yes, the Warriors and the Suns, or the Warriors and the Mavericks. I believe in the Warriors. Period.
Hold on, Jimmy. Hold on, dear. You just yo, Jimmy.
Wow.
That doesn't make sense because you
Where's the
just sat
wow?
there and said no,
Wow.
because you sat there and said about durability. Steph Curry is out again, literally. So you can't sit here and say injuries like Steph Curry isn't out for a second time this season for a long period of time. And the Warriors have not looked like that. They just lost
and
to the
there's
Lakers the other day,
and there's
bro.
no one on
And
that Suns team that can stop the Joker. I mean, I'm sorry. On the Warriors team that can stop the Joker. There's no one on that team
I
that can
beg,
guard
I
KD.
beg to differ.
And Booker is giving Clay buckets. Buckets. A healthy Suns team is the best team in the league right now today.
well, hold on,
The-
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
who
Boston's still out there. Boston's still out there.
Boston nice. Boston nice. Boston
Boston
nice.
is a
Boston
But
definitely
I
definitely
think
nice.
we're praising. I don't even know who we're praising too much right now because KD won with a great situation. You just want to talk about Steph Curry's injuries. I agree, but what I'm saying is Chris Paul is more injury prone. KD hasn't played ever since the Achilles a full season. Like Curry, he's done this before and won a
I,
championship.
I believe we're talking about if this team is fully healthy. A fully healthy Suns team, besides
That's
Boston,
the issue.
there's no other team that's
But
playing with
but
that team.
but the thing about it is
Paul literally gets hurt
you
every
you
year.
you say injured. Name a team out west that you consider is a contender that doesn't have have players that get injured constantly.
Memphis,
They
Or
have
do you think Memphis,
Steven Adams is hurt right
Jaren
now.
Mavericks.
Jackson, Kyrie,
Okay,
Christian Woods is out right now.
who else you got, man?
for the Mavericks, yeah, the Warriors.
Steph
Steph.
has been out twice already.
Bro, do you know who would compare? Like, because you're making a great point as far as everyone's typically banged up. What I'm saying is Chris Paul, all his career, when it's needed the most, he's banged up. KD every year since a major injury, Achilles, we haven't seen him play a full season. Like this team, Devin Booker has
Okay,
not.
but
Like, I
but
mean,
but the thing about
that's
it is,
facts.
yes,
The
you
Warriors
have a
have been
point.
banged
You
up and
have
won
a point.
championships.
You got a point,
So
but at the same time, is he's gonna come back. You don't think if let's just do this hypothetical. Everybody is healthy. Every team is healthy. Who are you taking?
That's what I already answered. I already said I would have the Suns. To my barn injuries, I'm taking the Mavericks over Suns in a series. If we're talking in war, and I got the Warriors and the Mavs, Suns, but I got the Warriors regardless.
I just
I
want to
bel
know who. Oh, I just want to know who's guarding KD out of anyone in
nobody.
the West.
It doesn't
Who's
matter because
guarding
he's in the
KD?
East. It
Okay,
doesn't matter because he's
and
going to
and
eat.
besides KD, I didn't even get to Devin Booker yet. But
We've seen
but
that.
but bearing injury, because you do have a point there. Chris Paul tends to always get hurt in the play during playoff times as he continues to age. That is a fact. But you don't think Devin Booker can handle the ball? You don't think Cameron Payne could step into the game and handle the ball for this Suns team? You don't think KD could play all five positions? You don't think he can be the sole ball handler on this team? You don't think he's going to be able to elevate Devin Booker's offensive game, help him maximize his offense?
Yes. Now, if they were to play the Mavs, the same team that beat them last year, without Kyrie, I would take the Suns without Kyrie. If the Mavs didn't have Kyrie, I would take the Suns. If you add KD, KD has needed so much, and he's shown that he needs so much. And this Suns team hasn't proven too much to me. In the finals, relying on Devin Booker and Chris Paul has shrunk multiple times. Even when he does play, he doesn't elevate in the postseason. We're not expecting him to because you have Devin, you have KD. KD as the closer, the sole closer, we've never seen it. Devin Booker, we don't know if he can close. I know you're about to say Devin Booker can close. Is Devin Booker Kyrie? Is Devin Booker Steph Curry? There's
You
there's a
said
level.
KD can't close.
No, no.
That's the one that
I said KD as the sole closer. When does it happen? Westbrook was a closer, better closer than Devin Booker. Kyrie at that point in his career, Kyrie Irving better. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying before y'all do your thing. There has KD. This is the you could argue the watered down or the least best duo he's been a part of. Devin Booker was not Westbrook, Kyrie, or Steph. What he was expecting out of Kyrie has already been proven. Steph already been proven. Westbrook, they got to the championship. Young. Devin Booker just was in the championship and folded. I'm like
They
these
also
dudes came
had
up
James
small.
Harden, Serge Ibaka, and Kendrick Perkins, who
But
was
you're
there to
missing.
just
You're missing
grab
my point.
boards.
You're missing my
What?
point. I'm talking about KD as a sole closer, sole dude you can trust. I'm not so sure when he's going to situations that he can trust. Like he wants to be able to be in a situation where he can do his thing. The Warriors is the only organization, a dynasty, is where we've seen him win. Why do we believe the Suns are on the level of the Warriors so that you can just plug and play and KD just make it happen? This ain't LeBron.
Because
He's
they
not
didn't
that level of greatness.
they didn't give up assets. They didn't give up assets to bring in. They didn't give up assets.
The dude,
They
the
have
best
their
wing
full.
defender,
Who? You talking about
Mikal
Mikal Bridges?
Yes,
Brother,
They
I
tried-
they
can,
give up Cam
brother,
Johnson.
brother. I don't have time to. I'm the Suns organization. I have an agent, Chris Paul. I got a rising superstar in Devin Booker. I got a big man who's a top 10 big man in the league. I'm gonna get the best player, one of the best players of my generation that can still put up numbers. I won the deal. We have no championships as an organization. I'm going all in. I don't have time to continue to develop Cam Johnson. Crowder didn't play all year. He's been looking for a trade. And Mikal Bridges, I mean, this is his career year. He's played well, but I can get more out of KD and TJ Warren.
How many years? How many years?
I don't need years. I'm winning rings. That's what this is all about.
But that's what I'm asking. How long is the window open for them to win rings with KD? The Suns had a bigger window. If you Chris Paul's on the back end, if you put Fox on that Suns team with Bridges in the window's open again. Chris Paul is the only issue as far as being old. Everybody else was ready and had experience in the championship.
And that's why you bring in KD, because you want. This is also for Chris Paul. This isn't just for the organization. This is also for Chris Paul as well. You're looking for him to get his first ring. I'm just saying, KD can close games. This team, a healthy Suns team, is the best team in the league besides the Boston Celtics. That's a dangerous duo between it. Chris Paul could still give you a double-double any night.
we might as well take the injuries off on franchise mode because a full season, 82 games don't affect everybody the same.
Yo, Jimmy, it's just like you're going straight to the negative, and it's like, bro, you
Because
don't know if
that's what
these
it's been
players
for
are
Chris
going. You don't
Paul.
know, but you don't know if they're going to get injured. Just like you can say everybody. I can literally name multiple teams in the Western Conference that have people. We did it earlier to have people that get injured. Like you
On
can't
Chris
just sit
Paul's
there and
level,
just point out. You can't put the
that's a
Nuggets.
real question.
The Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray. Like, is
How
multiple
long have they been in
people
the
on
league?
every.
This is what I'm saying.
Jamal
I
Murray has
praise.
been in the league multiple years.
This is
Like
what I'm saying.
5
I
years, I
praise.
think.
I
I think
praise
he's
sample
been in.
size. Chris Paul has been in the league for 15 plus years, my nigga, and been hurt and banged up and not showing up like he needs to in the postseason for the last 7 of them.
I give you that. Chris Paul
Like,
does not show
Porter
up in the playoffs.
Porter just got in the league. Murray, I'm gonna give them more of an
But
opportunity. Why would I give Chris Paul more of an opportunity when he's showing me something? It makes no
even if
sense.
bro, even say Chris Paul did get injured, I'm still taking Devin Booker and KD over anybody in the Western
Okay,
Conference.
that's you.
I don't care about nobody else.
And
You can
and I
sit
just
here
made a
and say
great point with
hey,
KD's injuries too.
just hold on, just like you sat here and just said about Chris Paul. Where the hell was Kyrie last playoffs
I'm
when they
not
played Boston?
defending.
Where
I
was they?
question
Because they got
Kyrie's
Very
swept, right?
ability.
quiet. Very quiet.
Again, again,
No, but I'm
Kyrie.
saying you poo-pooed KD, you poo-pooed the Suns, say they didn't do anything. Was that you? Was that you or Darius? That was Darius. I'll use Darius' argument. What has Kyrie done without LeBron? That's what Darius told me the other day.
Yeah, what has he done without LeBron?
Nothing. And what have the Suns done?
So how you got so much?
Because
How do you have so much conviction that they're gonna be this team? At least the Suns have made it to the finals in the last 2 years with this same core, so they have that championship
No, it's not the same
pedigree to
core.
at least get there. Who isn't there besides Mikal
Chris
Bridges
Paul
and
has
Cam
regressed.
Johnson?
Chris Paul has
He's
regressed even
there.
more.
He's there though.
Again, you talking about the core and the caliber of the core. It's not the same caliber core. That's not the top 3. That's not even considered a big 3 with Chris
Bro,
Paul,
are they a better?
Devin
Are
Booker,
they a
and
better
Ayton
team
before.
today? Are they a better team today than what they
With,
was?
yeah, of course, with
The
KD,
day before?
yes. Of course,
So
with
it
KD,
doesn't matter
yes.
with that same core, and now you added exceptional talent. Now it's going to elevate them to.
Can
I
I ask
just
you a
said
question?
Western
Because there's some form of discredit for Chris Paul here, and Chris Paul is my favorite
Should
point
be.
guard of all time.
I feel sorry for you because regular season is where you was able to see him. Postseason, he's not at his best.
But
That's
I
just-
didn't disagree. I didn't disagree with that. I 100%
But it's not
agree.
like
how
he's
am I
been
discrediting
crashing
There's
everything.
a reason why Rondo is my second favorite point guard of all time. But
he
that's
shows
just
up in the postseason.
yes, playoff Rondo.
But it's not like
But
Chris Paul hasn't showed up ever in the postseason.
I'm not saying that. I said
we-
recent history, 7
let me
years.
ask you this: would the Suns be in 5th in the Western Conference with Devin Booker hurt and no Chris Paul?
Of course not. Chris
Okay,
Paul
then.
is essential
Chris
leader.
Paul,
Yes.
exactly. So he does
And I
bring
said he was a
some
leader
form
earlier.
of a factor to this team.
Of course.
And
but
if healthy, but like you said, if he's not healthy, they I still think they can get it done with Devin Booker and KD and Cameron Payne playing the point guard and DeAndre Ayton at the 5.
the only way I feel it can work is especially if your leader, your floor general, who can help your scorers get shots easier, is there. And that's why I'm pooping on the Suns so much, because I don't know if their main dog, the KD's leadership, you question it a lot. Chris Paul is the main leader on that Suns team. And if your main leader is not able to be on the court, then why'd you go there? That's what I'm talking about. The Warriors had leaders built into the system. Leaders with an S. The Suns they just was about to blow it up with Ayton in them. Now we're just believing that Chris Paul is gonna get it done because he's done it before. Like, I haven't seen it. If I see it, cool. I'll be incorrect. I'll be wrong. But I haven't seen it.
So you're saying the Suns lost that trade?
For the future, yes. If they don't win a championship, they lost the trade. It's championship or bust.
But that's why you do it. Because you're going all in. That's
But
why
you can't
the
determine
Rams.
if you win
That's why the
until
Rams went out and did what they did. They went all in.
And if they didn't win the Super Bowl, it would have been a bust.
It would have,
especially with Jared Goff playing like he's playing.
This is what's it about? It's about winning championships.
Exactly. You can't poo-poo a
But
team
you can
just
win in
because they're
multiple
going out
ways.
there and trying to win a championship. Like right now, the Clippers, They're going out. This core hasn't done nothing yet. But hey, they're still trying. So it's like you can't sit there and poo-poo a team for trying to win a
I just
championship.
said there's multiple
I'd
ways.
more so, bro. They wasn't gonna win a championship without KD. That team was
They
not
made
gonna
it
get
to
out
the
the Western
championship without
Conference this
KD.
year. You was just poo-pooing them just a few seconds ago, bro. Like you can't have it both ways.
Nah, y'all
Like,
not
they was-
listening, and that shit's getting crazy. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Y'all got it. Y'all not listening, man.
And on that note, man,
Y'all not. I just said Western Conference, but I'm pooping on them. I just said barring injury, but I'm pooping on them. I just said Devin Booker isn't on a level Westbrook, Kyrie, Steph Curry, all-time greats, but I'm pooping on them. Ayton and Monty, I just praised them.
Right
getting
now,
that
you
right.
think Kyrie's better than Devin Booker?
But I'm pooping. Say what?
Right now, you think Kyrie's better than Devin Booker?
I think
I'll flip
Kyrie's
a coin.
better. I think Kyrie.
But yeah,
better
I
than
probably
Booker.
would take him. Yeah, I'll flip a
I
coin. But I'll
don't
probably
think
take him.
Kyrie's better than Devin Booker right now, to be honest with you.
I don't know what that's supposed to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Supposed
No,
to
I
mean.
no, but it was because he said something about Westbrook, Kyrie, and then who else you named?
all
Kevin
the
Durant?
Steph, Kyrie, Westbrook, all the number ones that KD was also able to rely on. Devin Booker has been asked to be number one, going from number
Well,
one duties to.
hold on, right quick. You always say if a team has not won, they didn't do anything. So basically, we should cancel out Westbrook. We should cancel out Kyrie because they did not. KD did not win with those two. So you can't
That's not. That wasn't my
praise.
point. I didn't. I brung
Bro,
up.
all I'm sitting here saying is I think all of them are on the same level.
Yo,
literally.
Yo, you talk about my point. Let me spit about my point. I'm speaking on
Devin
the
Booker,
co-star,
Kyrie,
the other
Westbrook.
closer. When I brung up those dudes, I was speaking up on the other closer next to KD, the other guy to bring them home, the other star next to KD. What I'm saying is Devin Booker is not on the level of what Westbrook was then, Steph Curry was then, Kyrie was then. He wasn't on that level. Chris Paul's leadership is not on the level of what the Warriors have in place. The Suns don't have as far as it being array, the organization, the Nets, leaving them. The Suns, I believe, was just on the brink of that a couple months ago.
If Devin Booker's a top 10 Devin Booker's a top 10 player this year. What do you mean? So how is he not on the same level as Kyrie, Westbrook, and I won't put Steph because Steph is a unanimous MVP.
I'm not putting none of them not on the same level as Kyrie. The expectation of Kyrie coming in after winning a championship was not. Is it the same as Devin Booker currently?
Yes, people are saying they're going to win the championship. What do you mean?
When KD and Kyrie joined, the expectation that came with Kyrie was more than the expectation that comes with Devin Booker at this point in his career.
Both are championship.
Am I wrong or right?
Everybody
am I wrong or right about that statement?
Championships.
I'm asking.
Wrong. Because it's the same.
Devin Booker right now is the same as when KD went to go play with Kyrie. The caliber player was the same.
What do you mean? Don't act like
a champion. A champion who dropped 40 twice in the finals and helped close it out with the greatest clutch shot of all time is the same as Devin Booker.
Bro,
that's what you're saying. I'm just asking a question.
We talking about talent.
I'm asking a question.
Talent
Can you answer it?
Talent level. Yes.
I asked a specific question. Can you answer it?
I answered it. I said yes.
All right. I can't entertain Devin Booker being on the same level as Kyrie, a champion, a proven dude. That's crazy.
Bro, I can't because that same proven dude didn't prove nothing these last couple playoff runs with Kevin Durant, but yet you want to bring up when he was with LeBron. I don't give a fuck about when he was with LeBron. What has he done now?
The Nets haven't been nothing. The Suns haven't been nothing.
This is the problem.
That's my point.
You, Jimmy.
You're making my point.
You always go back to history.
This is your problem
that benefits you, but it doesn't work for the now. Just like, what are you doing now? That's just like your Patriots. Your Patriots are trash right now, but you like to bring up when they was good. I don't care about what they did in the past. What is Kyrie doing right now? And Kyrie has not been that same player that you can rely on that was with the Cavs. We've seen
if you comprehend my point, we can get somewhere.
They just got swept last year. So
you're making your own points, but not understanding my point.
Jimmy, you said they added a championship. You said they added a championship level player. That same championship level player did nothing for the Nets.
I spoke on the expectations. Again, you're making your point while trying to understand mine. I spoke on the expectations of the Nets when they acquired Kyrie and KD. because Kyrie already won a championship, because KD already won a championship and proved that they can win, it's different level than Devin Booker and KD, and especially without Chris Paul. But with Chris Paul, to me, it's about the same because he ain't prove a damn thing either as far as showing up in the postseason. And the
there's
leadership is why he's
if
there.
both are
there's a lot
championship,
of
if both of them have
yeah
championship level expectations, what does that mean, Jimmy? That doesn't make sense.
yeah I
Again, y'all
can't
spoke on Chris Paul not being there because my point is I don't know if Chris Paul's going to be there. So Devin Booker and KD, I don't believe is going to be the same as Kyrie and KD. The leadership with the Nets was not nice. The Suns was just about to blow it up. The Warriors had stability. The only
but
stability that is with Chris Paul's leadership.
I understand what you're saying. So you're saying without CP3, there is no expectation for the Suns to win the championship
For me, yes.
for you. Okay. Well, I think
But why are we taking
that
people off
that
that's there?
but it's okay. Let's just use that as even so, Devin Booker is still considered a top 10 player in the league, and if KD is still considered a top 10 player in the league, that still should be championship aspirations. If you're looking at it as an organization, even if someone was to acquire Devin Booker, they're looking to improve their team. Just like when the Lakers are talking about bringing in Bradley Beal. I mean, that's them trying to better their organization because Bradley Beal is considered a top 20 player in the league for championship aspirations. So I can't agree with some of this. I will say that if the Suns are healthy with Chris Paul right now, Chris Paul is healthy right now. We don't know about what the playoffs look like. I think that the Suns won this trade, and actually, we're actually just gonna segue right into this winner and loser of free agent. So my winner of free agency is the Phoenix Suns because at the end of the day, when I look at trades, I look at who got the best player, who got the best player of the trade, and the Suns got the best player of this trade. You got a 7-foot monster, 7-foot assassin that can score from anywhere on the court. Offensively, he's one of the greatest. So what? It doesn't matter to the playoffs anyway. The Suns are already in the playoffs. So when KD comes back, he'll just elevate that offensive game. Chris Paul, if he is healthy, he can get all of these shooters. He can get all of these shooters the ball. If Devin Booker is healthy, he's going to be able to open the floor for the Suns team. DeAndre Ayton. Sometimes we don't know if we can count on him. Sometimes he'll go 8 for 20. I've seen it. Trust me, I've lost some money on it, but we're gonna leave that for another day. But again, Warren, I think he'll come off the bench and he can give you the same production as Cam Johnson. He can shoot just as well. Nah. I think Cam Johnson can shoot a little better, but he can score off the bench. This team is already third in the West. Third. I don't see how this isn't a championship roster with bringing in KD because they're not expecting Chris Paul to be not healthy when the playoff time comes. They're expecting this team to be fully healthy. And if they are, this team is very dangerous. With Chris Paul as their floor general, with Devin Booker and KD being your main scorers and DeAndre Ayton being your third leg, I mean, I don't see how they didn't win this trade off the rip.
For me, I go to the Clippers for the winner. I go back to Cali, because I'm going to LA again with it because we won it too. The trade deadline, we won it. You talking about Mo Bamba, you talking about stretching the floor. We're talking about Rui, versatility on both ends. You're talking about guarding 1 through 5. We're talking about putting the ball on the floor, scoring for himself, creating for others. Russell, score, proven, clutch, closer, helps LeBron, helps AD, Vanderbilt, energy, versatility, dirty work. I love it. Malik Beasley as well, coming off the bench, proven 6 man, and then we also were able to keep a first round pick that we were gonna give away along with Russell Westbrook. So that helps the future of the Lakers, helps them get better now, and then helps them get younger, faster, spacing, perfect for a LeBron-led team. And from there, I'll let you spit before I spit about the Clips.
Um, I mean, you might as well went on because we got the same teams. To be honest with you, all three of those teams are the same teams that I
Okay.
got. For the Clips, they got Mason Plumlee, they got Bones Highland, and then they got Eric Gordon. Like the rich got richer. I say for the Clippers, they just added just role players that could come through. Like they couldn't get a superstar, but they got three. Hey, Mason Plumlee is low key. Hey, bruh is really putting up a good season this year, to be honest with you. And
Duke
then
Nation.
you, okay, then you talk, you talk about bringing Eric Gordon, sharpshooter, Bones Highland. Who knows what he can become? I mean, I don't know how that fit is going to be with Kawhi, and then you still got PG and Terrence Mann there. But I mean, I like them. All they gave up was 2 second-round picks. You got to take that shot for something like that. I do like the Lakers moves. Uh, Bringing in, like you said, Mo Bamba, uh, D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley. First of all, those last two gonna bring spacing, like Jimmy said, and a level of consistent three making ability. They got rid of that bum Patrick Beverly. Um, who else they got rid of out there? It was I'm not gonna throw no disrespect on Westbrook, but
Thomas Bryant.
this yeah,
I
they
like Tom. I
well
like
Thomas
Thomas
Bryant. I
Bryant.
should say
I'm mad. I'm
he's
actually
been
mad
good.
they got rid
He's
of
been
him.
he's been good, but even though he's been complaining about his minutes, but now you're going back up Jokic, and yeah, you're not gonna get much more minutes out there either. But hey, that's not what we're talking about right now. I say this: all three of those teams are winners. I mean, anytime that you can get an all-time great like KD, you won the trade. I don't care what you had to give up. You won the trade. The
You go
Lakers,
get KD.
yeah, the Lakers. I think this makes them definitely a playoff team. Other besides that, I don't think it makes them guaranteed. I say the furthest I can see Lakers getting is the Western Conference. I mean, the semifinals.
Oh, I'm about to sit down.
It's
Nah,
funny you
nah.
said Patrick Beverly. He goes, he said the gang's back, and then he got traded 10 hours later, man.
Tonight,
Damn.
yeah.
Dang, bro.
Yo, I
Oh
like
man.
Pat. I
Yeah.
like Pat.
Yeah. So now for my losers, I think y'all gonna like this one, man. I think y'all gonna like this one. It's the Memphis Grizzlies. That's who
Mm,
lost.
mm, mm,
Because you
mm,
know what? You gotta be careful what you wish for. I think John
mm,
Morant just said, "Yo, we good in the West." Well, you know what?
mm,
You're not good in the West. Because guess who
mm,
came
mm,
to the
mm,
West? KD to
mm.
Phoenix.
Slim
Kyrie
Reaper.
came to the West. He went to the Mavs. You know what? The Pelicans, don't sleep on them. Because if they get into the playoffs and Zion Williams comes back, they got BI back. They in the West. Oh
And they
yeah,
pick up Jason Richardson.
them Lakers boys. I think y'all just talked about them Lakers boys bringing in D'Angelo
Mm.
Russell, Malik Beasley to come off the bench as a nice little scoring. They got a big man in Vanderbilt. I like it. Rui is actually not bad. I between him and Thomas Bryant, I think I take Rui over Thomas Bryant, but I did like Thomas Bryant. AD's back. I think they'll sneak their way into the playoffs.
He
Don't
ain't playing
forget
like how he was, but still.
they, they'll get there. They'll at least get into the playoffs. Don't forget about the best team in the West right now, the Denver Nuggets. Memphis, what you doing right now? Y'all, without Steven Adams, y'all don't look like that dominant in the West. Because right now, Ja can't do it by himself. They're young, they're fast, but you know what? A lot of these other teams, they got veteran leadership. They got veterans, I should say, veterans that have done it, veterans that have been here. This team might be a little bit too young for this Western Conference right now, and they might just get beat up when the playoff time comes. So just be careful what you wish for, because now the West is coming.
Real quick on that point there, I'm here for poo pooing on the Grizzlies, but I will say they did try to get Ananobi. They offered 3 first round picks. The Raptors didn't want to go for it. They did pick up Luke Kennard, who can help them with shooting. Oh shit! but other than that, I don't know, man. Like
Hey,
I
the
agree.
Warriors tried to get what's his name? OG from Toronto as well. So just
Yes,
imagine if the Warriors got him. I don't know who they would have had to give up for him or what kind of
E- the
draft
war.
capital.
I was gonna say the Warriors. I mean the for some reason the Raptors think they like that out there in the West because KD left. But Jimmy, you want to go or you want me to go?
You spit.
Uh, for my loser, look no further than my Miami Heat. What are we doing out here? What are we doing? Like, hey, you should have seen the Miami Heat community. They was in a frenzy. It was like every other team is making trade deadline moves, and we're just doing nothing. And I agree with them. I mean, you could have. I mean, I don't know if he was available. See about Zach Levine. I even said go see about Bradley Beal. Something, do something. But you about to run the same core back. This core isn't going to do anything. Like they not like that. Like yeah, we had our run these last couple years of Jimmy, but man, look here. Kyle Lowry's washed.
Yo,
Our bench
that's
unit.
the first one I gotta go.
Hey, hey, our bench unit. Half of the time, you don't know who's going to be playing and who's not playing. You still got Duncan Robinson I think he's making like 15, 16, 17 million this year. It's like he ain't worth it. It's like, man, what are we doing?
Stealing
Like,
money.
hey, at this
He's
point,
stealing.
I'm trying to tell you, at this point, I contemplated should we just blow this thing up? To be honest with you, like I get we still got Jimmy and we got Bam who's playing at a high level, but I mean, what are we doing? Like we're not competing. We're not. I don't even think we're not going to beat Philly. I think if it came down to it, I probably would take Atlanta. Uh, I'm not even going to mention the Bucks or the Celtics. Like, hey, this team just depresses. This just depresses me. But go ahead, Jimmy.
I'm definitely glad you spit first because I'm gonna take it a little easy on you now because I had the Miami Heat as well. Yo, since 2001, August of 2001, y'all ain't did nothing, man. Y'all got Kyle
What
Lowry
you
and
mean?
but y'all ain't made no moves to do nothing as far as
We got
upgrade your
LeBron.
roster. 2000, bro,
You
my
said
fault. I said
2001.
my fault. 2021. My fault. God damn.
I was
That's a
like,
long time
damn,
ago, nigga. Damn.
damn, he don't
Just
even love
imagine, bro.
Wade.
Fucking Alonzo, there, Shaq, nigga. I got a lot of people since then. But now
Jeez.
2021, I ain't do a damn thing, bro. It's like a lot of Struce type pickups. It's not sexy. It's solid guys. Vince and those guys are aight, but you just made it to the championship in the bubble. And since the bubble, your window is closed.
Outside the
You were
bubble
supposed
too.
to, right?
With
Like,
the
I
Eastern
mean,
Conference
the Eastern Conference,
Championship.
right? I mean, yeah, but I mean, the window is closing. You could do something to open the window up. I mean, you did absolutely nothing since August 2021. And with Kyle Lowry, that pickup was. I'm glad the Lakers ain't get him. I ain't want him. I'd rather Westbrook, and he's out of there. But yeah, Kyle Lowry. He's actually. I will preface my comments by saying he's my least favorite. This is a bias statement here. He's my least favorite um, player in the league. So anything I have to say about Kyle Lowry is just coming from a hatred play. His chunky behind. I just wish. I love the Chargers. That's the only thing I'll say positive about Kyle Lowry. I love the way he takes charge. Pause. Now, as far as the Heat, they're not as bad as the Raptors. The Raptors, the window is very similar, but they have a lot more assets to make something shake as far as retooling. And they did nothing. OG, that could have gave you some draft picks. Maybe bring a nice talented star within the last couple summers or the next couple summers to come with Fred and Pascal. I love some Pascal. Pascal is a versatile player that has won beside a star. This team has done it before. Why not do it again with a star who is low maintenance? Let's not try to, sour this team too much and try to trade away all the assets, but try to retool. And I'm disappointed that they didn't do it. Losers in my book.
Hey, to back off of your Raptors take, the Raptors are between the Heat, Raptors, and Bulls, all three are losers for me. But the Raptors, I don't get their direction. Like literally, Fred, Gary Trent could be free agents this year, Pascal next year, and Anobi next year also. What are y'all doing? Y'all not winning a championship with those four players. So why wouldn't you try to trade at least Fred this season right here? They have this crazy idea. Oh, because KD's going, the East is wide open. Y'all gonna get dog walked by the 76ers, the Bucks, or the Celtics. Like, let's stop being dumb out here thinking that y'all gonna make it to the finals. Like, y'all not. Y'all don't got Kawhi no more. The Bulls. Why the hell would y'all keep DeRozan, Zach, and Vucevic? Y'all was ass all year. What makes y'all think y'all gonna change? David GM said, "Oh well, the East is open now." For what? What is it
Who
open
said it? The
for?
Bulls.
GM. Like, what is it open? Who is it open to then? That's the real question because it ain't open to y'all.
Is Lonzo coming back this year?
No, that's the thing.
I
His
thought
LeVar
they were
just
thinking
said his
about
knee was
trading him.
messed up.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know who want that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I mean, I definitely the Bulls. Vucevic has regressed since the trade. I don't know what happened. Like Vucevic used to be a top 5 center in my mind. He's not anymore. Levine,
You
I
gotta
thought he would
share
take it
that
to
ball now.
that too. Like his touches, he needs a lot more touches to get to the numbers he had in Orlando. But with Levine, I thought he would took it to another level. But he's also y'all hate me for this, but he's injury prone. So a young guy injury prone, along with DeRozan, DeRozan needs a little bit more to lean on than Levine. And I think Lonzo would have helped that a lot. But other than that, yeah, the Bulls are losing my mind too.
Yeah,
A lot of red.
I could see that. I could see both teams. But I think out of all three, I think the Bulls are the most promising because they do have at least some former stars on their team. And on that note, we will segue
Who's
right
your
into
loser?
my loser was the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Repeat that again.
Mid-season awards. Mid-season awards. Who are your predictions to win some awards at the end of the year? What you got, Jimmy?
Man, oh
Jimmy
man,
gonna
I'm gonna
love this
start
topic
with.
here.
Oh yeah, this is where it's at. This topic here is what I look forward to at every point of the season because you can always chop it up about it, and we will chop it up about that guy Joel. Yes, Embiid as my MVP. Shouldn't have been the Joker 2 times back to back, but that's neither here nor there. Steve Nash like now. Joel Embiid, 30 points per game on back-to-back seasons, as well as 4 assists, 4.2 specifically last year, which was his career high. And this year, he's backing that up with 4. So it's smooth. Third in the East, again, with Harden, someone I don't necessarily trust in. And it's not because of injuries, it's because of what he does in the postseason, which is regress. But Joel, as a center, this position, I believe, I will always say the centers typically need more. Joel, I still believe, does need more just because I don't believe Harden in the postseason. But he religiously, regardless of his Ben, Doc, Brett, doesn't matter. He gets the job done. He's my MVP. Rookie of the year, Paulo. I said it in the beginning of the year. I'm still saying it now. Then I go for my coach of the year. It'll be Joe Mazzulla from the Celtics. I actually thought very highly of their former coach who got into it with, Long and them. Now, I thought he would, regress. The Celtics wouldn't be what they need to be. They're 41-16, number 1 in the league. From there, I go most improved, and I go boy, you look just like your daddy, boy. I swear to God. 7-foot demigod. Put it on the floor, step back, post game, create for others, create for himself, all 3 levels. This guy is a demigod. We talk about Victor Wembanyama. No, Bo is before his time. Put some respect on his name. Defensive player of the year, I go Claxton. This man is taking a step up right when his guys left him. And I hate to see it, but this man is doing what he needs to do. Versatile defender. He's capable at guarding 1 through 5 effectively, and he's 2.6 when it comes to blocks. So he's at upper echelon, top tier blocker. Claxton, defensive player of the year for me. 6th man of the year. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. Russell Westbrook, we rocking the baby, even to the Clippers, even to Miami. I don't want him to go to Miami or to those
I don't
Bulls.
want him either.
Oh my
15,
God! Do not go to
5 and 5.
Miami. Jesus.
Please don't. Him or Pat? Oh God, Air Force. Oh no,
Oh
15,
God.
5
Hey,
and 5.
don't
The
say
only
no,
dude.
no, no, no. Don't you put
Not a
no
good
Pat
combo,
Bev on us. Don't you put no Pat Bev on us. We don't
huh?
want that mess there. We
No,
do
Pat
not
Riley. I
want
was
that
saying
mess
no. Him
there.
and Pat Riley. Pat Riley.
Oh,
I
oh.
wouldn't want to. That was nice, Pat Beverly and Jimmy Butler.
No, it won't. Hey, I'll retire from being a Heat fan for the season. love it. For my MVP, I got Jokic. Like, bruh, efficiency is off the chart. Number one in the West. Bruh's averaging a triple double, putting up better numbers than what he did last year when he won the MVP. And hey, you can poo him all you want. He is not. He's better than Steve Nash ever was. Let's not ever disrespect him and say that he's Steve Nash 2.0. Let's relax. Rookie of the year, Paulo, averaging 20. He does need to work on his jumper. It is his jumper is really weak, especially in the 3-point line. Defensive
Who?
player of the year,
Who was
Paulo.
that? Paulo. Yeah.
Defensive player of the year, I got Jaren Jackson Jr. You know I'm not the biggest Memphis fan, but you gotta give credit where it's due. He's leading the league in 3.3 blocks, averaging a steal a game. Since he came back on November 15th, Memphis is number one in the defensive rating, second in blocks, seventh in steals, and eighth in points allowed. Uh, I like to poo him, but bros really like that. Most improved player, Lord Marketing. Like, bro was ass last year, basically. Like he was a journeyman, about to be a journeyman, basically. And now he's putting up 25 points a game, 8 rebounds. He's an all-star. And he already has more points than what he did last year in fewer games. Like, bro is really balling out there on the Jazz. Sixth man, I got Norman Powell. I mean, it was hard to come up with somebody, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at Russ. I was just like, no, I looked at some other people, and it was just like, there's nobody really out here. So I want Norman Powell averaging 17 points a game, 41% from 3-point. I mean, I guess if you're going to give it to somebody, give it to somebody that's at least scoring buckets like that. And coach of the year, I got Mike Brown. He took over the Kings organization. The Kings that was a laughingstock has them at number 3 in the West. And they're averaging the most points in the league, top 5 in assists, third in true shooting percentage, and they got 2 All-Stars this year. Like, hey, he changed them.
Yeah, that Mike Brown one was a good one. I like that. Man, Jimmy must have been in my notes, man. You talk about Jimmy swear up and down he not technology friendly, but he hacked my phone or something.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, Duke Nation, rookie of the year, Paulo, yeah, that's my guy right there. He was already NBA ready. I knew he'll come in and he'll command that Magic's team, Magic's organization. Now I wanted him to come to Houston actually, but it's all good. NBA ready body, averaging 20 points per game, couple of 30-point games in the books already. I mean, he's already elevated this Orlando Magic's team past of what as far as win totals of what they were projected to be. So in my books, they're already moving forward with Paulo. Defense player of the year, Jimmy hit it right on the money, man. I got Nick Claxton. I mean, he currently leads the league in blocks, career high in every statistical category, has the highest field goal percentage in the league at the moment. He can guard 1 through 5 for Brooklyn. He's third in block percentage, and he's eighth in defensive shares, which means in forms of wins, he's his percentage, his defensive skill set is a high percentage in Brooklyn's wins. So he contributes to his defensive efforts, contributes to their wins. Sixth man of the year, I got Russell Westbrook as well. I mean, this was tough, but I'm just really looking at the sixth man that's really coming off the bench. Russ is averaging 15, 7, and 6. I mean, he's the only issue with Russ is he can't shoot. Other than that, he's pretty effective, in certain ways. I just don't know how he'll be with his new team, but Russ is always going to put up numbers because he's a numbers guy. And he's a high volume player. He's a money rabbit on the court. Most improved, it's gonna be between Shea and Laurie. One of them is gonna make it. One of them is gonna get it. I think it's whichever one of them leads their team to the play-in.
Playoff.
Yeah, whoever makes it to the play-in tournament, I think they'll give that person the most improved because Shea is a star, man. Shea offensively is a dog, and Laurie, I mean, he's killing it this year. He's definitely stepped up and elevated his game. I also got Joe Mazzulla as far as coach of the year. I mean, from the offseason drama that they had, he's able to galvanize these guys and able to keep control of this team. I mean, there's a lot of superstars on this team, a couple of superstars, and a lot of veterans on this team. And for a young coach like him, I mean, to come in and galvanize these troops and keep them the number one in the East, that's a big task to fill. And you already know, man, MVP. You already know my boy. I should just be a Mavs fan,
Oh,
because
You
Luca
should. You
is
really should.
going the MVP this year. This year, the best player in the league, the best player in the league. Yes,
Stop
sir.
saying that.
Has
Stop
has
saying
Mavs
that.
has the Mavs currently. I think they can get to like the 2 or the 3 seed. They'll be there. Right now, I think they're 5th. But without Kyrie, he had them in the 5th seed. Career numbers right now. Yo, Luca, he coming, man. He coming.
yeah, you're right. Man, you right, Dom? That's good.
Hey, no. I'm just gonna let it go. We're gonna get to this top 20 because I know, I'm not gonna let Darius bait me into this nonsense. I'm gonna get to the top 20 because I got a feeling that he's gonna have something for us in store that we're gonna actually have to actually say something about. I can let the Lucas stuff slide for right now. We'll get to that another day.
Top 20 receivers, man. Top 20 receivers. So we're gonna start off from number 20, like we did last time.
Everybody
All
just gonna
right.
say they number 20, or how we doing it?
Yep. So I started off. Honorable mention. I wish he played a full season, but at number 21, I got D Hop. I really wish he played a full season, and I got him at number 21. And at number 20, I got Cooper Cup because I also wish he played a full season. Because if they did, man, oh man, they'll be top 10. Trust me. And at number 19, I got Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk. I don't think he's a number one, but I think he is a very reliable threat for this Jaguars organization. And he played very well to earn his contract that no one thought he deserved. Devontae Smith at number 18. I like Devontae. I just think I'll take a lot of receivers over him. And that's just me personally. But other than that, he can run the route tree. He doesn't really have a big frame, but you know, when you
We
got
talking about the
AJ,
same Devonta Smith that just played yesterday?
yep, when you got AJ Brown on the other side, it's a little easier for you to open up the defense a little bit. You're not getting double teamed. So then after that, at number 17, I got DK. I think DK sometimes is a little inconsistent, and he's a big body receiver that doesn't really have much mobility. He's pretty much straight line. And then number 16, I got T. Higgins. I got T. Higgins, number 16. Yep. So that's my 21
Oh,
through
Jesus.
16.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Oh, Jesus.
Okay. That's gonna be hard to follow up, but I'll. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. The former Patriot Brandon Cooks is my number 20. Such an underrated receiver playing with those trash quarterbacks over there. Then you got Devontae Smith of the Eagles, my number 19. For 18, I got Amon-Ra St. Brown of those Detroit Lions. For number 17, I have T. Higgins. For number 16, I have CD Mother Sucking Lamb.
Whoa, you have Don. Don.
Nope,
You see
nope, nope, nope,
Don.
no, because you just said T.
Don.
Higgins. I don't want to hear nothing about what Jimmy just did. I do not.
Don.
Both of
We
y'all been
literally
listening
had
egregious
damn near
stuff.
the
I
same
had T.
list.
Higgins.
And he put CD Lamb at number damn near 20.
Hey, you did some
CD
egregious
16.
stuff,
Yeah.
so he did also. I ain't got nothing to say to Jimmy because I'm more so worried. Well, actually, I do got something to say to both y'all since y'all got T. Higgins like that. But do what y'all do.
17.
Do what y'all do.
Go ahead. What you got, Don?
Oh, please.
No, he didn't give it. Who you got for 16, Jimmy?
CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Number
Wow.
20, I got Brandon Ayuk. Bro balled out this season. Put up 15 yards, 8 TDs for the 49ers with quarterbacks in and up out of there. I mean, hey, you got to give him some props. Number 19.
Okay. I'll let
Go
you
ahead.
go.
What?
I was thinking about putting Brandon Ayuk in my top 20 as well, but you know, I gotta give the props where the props is due. I mean, Cooper Kupp only played 9 games, had 800 receiving yards.
Hey,
Just
he's still on
imagine
my
if he
list.
played another
He just still on my
another
list, but he's
8.
higher. He's higher.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness!
I got
And Debo didn't play most
19.
of the year.
He's still on my list. Debo. 19. I got
Oh shit! I
Olave.
forgot about Debo. Debo not on my list.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo. That's your Jared Goff for this episode.
Yo, I've been heated about that Jared Goff situation when what Don said about Jared Goff. But
What I
I'll
say about
let you.
I'll wait till
Yeah, we
19.
go there.
19. I got Olave. I mean, he is playing with bum ass Andy Dalton and still put up 1,000 yards and 4 TDs. 18. Got Christian Kirk, put up number one wide receiver numbers, 1,100 yards, 8 TDs. 17. I got to give it to this man because he had to play with a washed up quarterback all season. I give it to Mike Evans. He still put up 1,100 yards, 6 TDs. Huh?
17.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, for sure. You got T. Higgins that low? I got Mike Evans that low then because you're going to put some respect on T. Higgins' name. 16. I got Garrett Wilson. Same thing as Ayuk and Olave, dealing with borderline trash QBs and still put up 1,100 yards and 4 TDs. And there's who you got.
Yeah.
Or do you have any gripes with what you've heard?
Nah, I don't. I mean, besides me not having Debo on my list, I'm just like, oh shit, I forgot about Debo. But nah, Debo is the dog. Mike Evans. I mean, I said at the beginning of the year he was a top 10 receiver, and I still think. I mean, he's done a lot in his career to solidify he's one of the best. But I mean,
But
he
I
got
can name
bailed
some
out.
that had better season.
Oh yeah, for sure. He got bailed. The reason why he's not on my list either is because he got bailed out. He got bailed out by that 200-yard receiving game from the fucking bum ass Panthers.
Yo, Jimmy, I give you, I feel you on that one. Why you had to put your head down? Because Brad
And
didn't
at
even got
number
him on
and
the
at number
list.
15, Garrett Wilson had a better season than Mike Evans
I agree.
with a bum ass quarterback. And Chris Olave has showed promise that he can find holes in the defense and get open. And he could run a full route tree, and he's going to be a really good player for the Saints organization. Get bum ass Derek Carr. I don't care. I just want to see a Chris Olave do good.
Bum ass. Good.
So
What you got for 14, man?
number 14 is Chris Olave. Number
Oh, you
15
said Garrett Wilson. Yeah.
Garrett Wilson, 15. Chris Olave at 14. Because if they had better quarterback play, like a lot of these other guys, they would have did better. Number 13 is Tyler Lockett. Sleep on Tyler Lockett you want. He'll beat you down the field, and he'll make big plays. Number 12 is Amari Cooper. Another one with not good quarterback play and still put up over 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. And number 11, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Because trust me, he's a good player.
I agree with that. When you said not good quarterback play, were you speaking on Deshaun or you speaking because
He had Jacoby Brissett the first half of the season.
But Jacoby played decent this season. The one that you should be calling bum ass is Deshaun. That's why I busted that laugh because
honestly, my 15 through 11 is actually a solid list. They all had better seasons than Mike Evans. I
Hey,
would
you're
have.
not gonna get no argument out of me about Mike Evans. Hey, me and you here.
I'm really trying not to, but you talking
You
about
know that's Bucks,
thousand,
man.
thousand, thousand.
But see, there you go, Jimmy. When we did the last thing we said was
And
this season, right, Don? That was the last thing we
Hmm.
said. It
He
has to
did.
be
what I
this season.
He did hit the group chat with that.
and
Because
what I've said,
if we said career, then Mike Evans would have been damn near top 10. Because he's done a lot in his career, but he has a larger scale to work with.
like I said in episode 24, I never do this. Look at future, look at past, especially if you have one that is consistent. To put someone like Olive over him 1 year,
I should have just put
like
Julio at number one.
that's just me.
Yo,
Like,
Julio was nice 2 years
when,
ago.
when I look at this, isn't a roster or a sport full of rookies. So to look at this year and project who's better based off just this year isn't possible when a lot of these dudes have done things for multiple years. So
But it's
that's
still
just
Is
saying
again,
who
LeBron?
has
that's
Is
a
just
better
LeBron?
we
season.
have
Is
we have
LeBron?
different
Is
angles to
LeBron still?
our perspectives.
LeBron still the best player in the league?
No, not for me.
He put up a level of consistency being the best player in the league,
What?
and he's still putting up numbers.
Okay. So as far because you want to talk about receivers, now you want to talk about LeBron, and you talking about two
I'm
different
just
sports.
using your
But
argument. I'm just using your argument.
the receiver is a
You
dependent
said that.
position. Receiver is dependent position. Receiver is based off situation. Your quarterback more so in your situation more than anything. LeBron James is the situation, is the narrative controller. A receiver is not a quarterback. So as far as affecting the game and peaks of powers, is different. And there's different styles within these receivers too that affect the game differently. But that's neither here nor there.
Jimmy, you know how I'm gonna kill all that. Your goat was Mike Evans quarterback, so he should have put up more yards. If you want to blame somebody, blame your goat because that's what you always praising. So I don't want to hear nothing about it's
It's
dependent on this and dependent on that. You praise Brady more than anybody I know, so we can't sit here and poo poo it now and be like, oh well,
I'm not
Mike
poo-pooing
Evans
nothing.
did.
I'm praising consistency. That's what I do.
But that's my thing. So LeBron should still be the best player in the league then, because he's put up a better consistency than anybody else in the league.
No. Again, we talk about especially when we talk about people who have no track record of consistency. If you have no track record, all can go off of is this year. But what I praise more is if you have a sense of track record. These dudes he just named have 1 year in the league, 2 years in the league, 3 years. I don't go based off that. I go based off of if you're great or good for a couple years, 5, 7 years. And you're talking about Mike Evans on an all-time list as far as 1,000-yard receiver all time. Like he's an all-time type of receiver, type of talent. These guys are yet to be proven. So for me, I don't care if it's 1 season, 2 seasons. I need a sample size to say that you're better than someone who's shown me a nice sample size.
But it's not saying so when I put Chris Olave on the list, I'm not saying Chris Olave is a better player than Mike Evans. I'm saying that he had a better season this year in this ranking than Mike Evans. But when
So
I go
I'm
into
saying that, though.
my best receiver in the league, start coming into the season, I may have Mike Evans on that top 15 because top 12, top 10, because he's done it year after year after year and shown that he's a very consistent, very talented receiver.
Based off the performance. So
Based off performance.
in this Super Bowl, who performed better?
Out of who?
Jalen and Pat, quarterback.
Jalen.
Who's a better quarterback?
But that's a
See, I don't agree.
It's-
I don't, but I don't
it's-
agree with that. I think that both quarterbacks played well, and I can't say one played better than the other. I think both of them did their job very well.
Okay, but my main point is just because your number, like again, situation is everything. So if you flop these receivers around, I believe certain dudes will have consistent numbers regardless of who their quarterback is. I believe certain quarterbacks and certain systems help numbers be better than what they are, and your numbers don't define if you're better than somebody. So that's why I'll never say, especially with a small sample size, that you're better than somebody who has years into it.
But you're doing it with the NBA with LeBron. But hey,
It's a different sport too, because like I said, like your impact on the game is way different.
15 to 11. Who you got, Jimmy?
15, I got Chris Godwin. 14, I got Jalen Waddle. My fault. I got DK for 14. For 13, I have Jalen Waddle. 12, I have Amari Cooper. 11, I have Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, y'all gonna be mad at me because Amari Cooper did not make this list here. I have to say. 15. I got DK. Put up 1,000 yards, six TDs. Had to play with. Uh, at the beginning of the year, people thought he was playing with a sorrier quarterback than what he had, but that narrative quickly changed, and he quickly realized that he had a better quarterback this year than what he had last year. 14. I got Scary Terry. Talk about QB carousel. Still put up almost 1,200 yards and 5 TDs. 13. I got Debo. All around weapon, running game, passing game. Bird gets it done. Now number 12. I don't know what y'all gonna say because I got Cooper Cup, and the reason why I got Cooper Cup, he still put up 800 yards and he only played 9 games. So I can't knock a man just because he got injured because of based off of what we saw, he was on track to at least get 1,600 yards. So I got Cooper Cup. Number 11, I got Waddle. Put up 1,300 yards, 8 TDs. He's a good number 2. Yeah, he's a good number 2.
It's crazy because he poo-pooed me for having Jimmy G on there last week, but it's okay.
Hey
And
man,
Jimmy
hey
G was
man.
projected to, have a solid year. But
But the reason
anywho,
why I poo pooed that is because you took off Kirk, who actually had a better season than Jimmy G. Regardless of Jimmy G finished the season, Kirk had a better season.
it's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. So no
Hey,
disrespect to Debo.
hey, real quick. I
I
had a group chat. I had a group chat and asked, was I crazy for thinking Kirk was better than Jimmy G? Hey, just safe to know, I wasn't crazy.
Yeah, I think you are for that. Numbers don't mean a damn thing to me when it comes to who's better.
so
You right?
I'm actually really high on Terry McLaurin. I like Terry McLaurin a lot, and I just think that his level of consistency since he's been in the league and with the bad quarterback play is it's just been outweighed, of how important he is in the Washington organization. So I actually got him at number 9. I got Chris Godwin at number 10 because Chris Godwin, when healthy, man, he is so reliable. He's with the amount of yards he has the highest catch percentage with 77%. Granted, it's all close to the line of scrimmage, but I mean, when I say he's very consistent, I, I don't know what team wouldn't want a Chris Godwin on their team. Like I could live without honestly I could live without a DK or a Mike Evans and I'll be okay. I think I Steve, don't look at me like that because you know why? You know why? You know why? Steve Smith, you know what Steve Smith said? Oh, Hall of Famer, Steve Smith. Um,
Jesus.
he said, when the game is on the line, who does the Seahawks look to? Do they look to DK, or they look to Tyler Lockett? I believe he was talking to Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp said they look at Tyler Lockett. Well, then Steve Smith said, so then you're not that guy. You know who is that guy? Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett is a solid deep threat in this league. So I can live without a big body receiver and live with a Chris Godwin and I'll be okay. Or a Jalen Waddle, who I got at number 8, who can take the ball to the house any given moment. Tyreek Hill said it himself. He's me, but times that. I think Jalen Waddle can get better. Granted, later in the year, I think he started battling more and more injuries, so he kind of was quiet in that offense. But I mean, he dominated this year. CD at number 7, because CD, I mean, his his run after catch, he can take the ball and make people miss. I actually like CD. I actually like CD a lot. And then number 6, I got Jamar Chase. Because if Jamar Chase played more this year, he'll be in top 5. And you know what? I'm gonna bump everybody back one. I'm gonna bump everybody back one from number. I'm gonna say number 10 because I think Debo is around that like 10, 11 for me because he's a Swiss Army knife that is better than your average Swiss Army knife. So like he could do so much in the offense. Put Debo at quarterback,
Hold on,
we'll be all right.
hold on, real quick, Jimmy, before you go.
That's good.
Jimmy, am I crazy? Didn't he just say last week that he had turned his mind on the Chase and Justin Jefferson debate? Didn't he
Justin
say that?
Jefferson just won Offensive
Hey,
Player of the
hey, I just
Year
asked a
with
simple question. I just
1,800
asked a simple
receiving
question.
yards.
Hey, Jimmy, I asked a simple question. Did he not say that, or did he?
He did say that.
But did
He
I
did
not?
switch
Okay,
up.
so
Wait,
let
that's
me
not
ask
a
you.
switch
Okay,
up.
Jimmy,
That's not a
so let me
switch
ask you
up.
this. Let
We
me ask you
this
this. He
no
knew
no
these same
stop.
exact facts. He knew these same exact facts last week when he said the same thing that Jamal was better. But now that bro got an offensive player of the year, now, oh man, I guess that changes so much. But
But see,
hey,
no. We're not about to do this. We're not about to do this right now because Jimmy's on the case of where he's going off total package. Now you want to switch it up to I don't know whatever Don's view is. I still
I
don't
just
know.
go off of this year. I just go off of this year.
Exactly. So then this year, Ju- Justin
Hold on.
Jefferson won the Offensive Player of the Year.
I say this. Also, I go off of this year and what's in their bag. What can they do? Like
Now he's adding stuff. Yo,
no,
Jimmy.
no, 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 no,
Jimmy, he
no,
just
no, no,
added.
no, no, no.
Yo, he just
Hold on,
added a whole
hold on.
nother piece to the stuff.
No,
Yo, this
no, real
man's
quick.
crazy. All right.
And also, just to know I stay consistent. Just to know I stay consistent. Why is Cooper Cup on my list? If I also factored in if you miss games and what you would have did also for this right here.
I don't
Because
know.
in
I
the
put
text
Jimmy G on my
you
list, and he
said
would have had
you said
would have had a solid
stats
season.
and projection. Still wouldn't have been better than Kirk. But what you got, Jimmy?
14
First off,
interceptions. I'm okay with that.
First off, you did slightly switch up. No, not even slightly. You
Ain't no
switched up last week.
slightly.
You said you would take Chase over Jefferson
I would take
And
Chase
he
based
knew
over
off
these
of,
Jefferson.
exact
of
same
off of the
facts.
winning that takes place with Chase
Yeah.
and the numbers. The numbers are greater because it's in the midst of winning,
But are we not
In a
doing
week.
who had a better season this year?
and that's
And
where I
Jamar
agree
What were
with
you
Chase.
it.
going? What were
And
you going off of
Jamar,
last week?
we literally had a specific. We talked about this in the group chat and said, "Okay, are we doing who had a better season this year?" And two of us agreed. Jimmy
Yeah,
didn't say
Darius,
anything,
I
and
said
You ain't
something. It
answered
was
my
just way before
question.
that.
You ain't answered my question. What were you going off of last week when you said Chase was better than Justin Jefferson?
I said that Chase changes the game on a win scale, and that's why I'm gonna take Chase over Justin Jefferson moving forward. Because I always said Justin Jefferson was better than Chase because he had a year. He had a year over Chase, and he's continuously showed that he is a he's going to be a top receiver. He is a top receiver in this league. But as I've been noticing, I'm like, man, Jamar Chase, he actually changes this team on a win scale. He helps the Bengals win. And I can't see Justin Jefferson going quiet.
Yo, what the?
What don't you understand? I
You
don't get it.
said he helps the Bengals win. Name a top 10 receiver that doesn't help their team win. Like, what are we doing here? Like, just say it with us. You switched up, and that's okay. You went back to your original take, and that's okay. You're just
Brother.
Mr. Switcher.
He believes Jefferson had a better year, but Chase is the better player.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Because that was the point of this subject right here is who had a better season. And if you ask me who had a better season, Justin Jefferson had a better season. But if you ask me who am I going to take building my franchise with, I'm going to take Jamar Chase.
All righty. What you got, Jimmy?
I've been on. Well, first off, that's a while from now. That's top 5 guys that we're speaking on. So
Yeah.
for,
top 2 guys that
top
we speaking on.
top 10 for me. Debo is number 10. AJ Brown is number 9. D Hop is number 8. Cooper Cup is number 7, and Mike Evans is number 6. I had to say with my chest for the disrespect to D Hop and Cooper Cup.
Jimmy, you
There's
can't
no
possibly
disrespect.
think in your right. You can't possibly think in your
Top
right
20
mind
receiver.
that Mike Evans has had a better year than AJ Brown this year.
See. You can't make comments like that when there's a disconnect with the
I preface my
actual
comments.
the actual the
Viewpoint.
actual question. The actual question is who are the top 20 receivers of this year?
Yeah,
I'm still taking AJ Brown over Mike Evans.
I'm not.
I'm 100% taking AJ Brown over Mike Evans. 1,000% taking AJ Brown over Mike Evans.
Wow.
Yo, Mike Evans is
You
dropping
talking
balls
about Mike
left
Evans
and right.
would
Pause.
Mike Evans with Ryan Fitzpatrick, Mike Evans with Jameis Winston, Mike Evans with Tom Brady, Mike Evans and Mike Evans, regardless of who he has. Who was AJ Brown with Tannehill?
He was a 1,000-yard receiver multiple years.
Was he this?
I mean, you saw when
he
he
got
had
a better quarterback. He got a better
Yeah.
quarterback, and he
But I
elevated his
just
game.
but I just told you Fitzpatrick, Jameis, and Tom. Mike Evans has always been a top 10 receiver.
But you act like
Okay, same can be said about AJ Brown.
Those quarterbacks throw the ball
He was top
40,
10
50 times a game.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
true.
Jalen Hurts doesn't even throw the ball 30 times a game. He averages probably around like 27, 29, just
Right.
under.
Right. Mike Evans. All right, well, I'm not even gonna speak on Mike Evans because I feel like I'm praising him like more than I even should have to. AJ Brown again, because I'm saying like his situation is
But
shitty,
you
and he
think we're
still was putting up.
poo-pooing Mike Evans because of his career. I'm just
Yeah.
talking about the season.
And that's what I'm saying. Like for me, when you're talking about a dude who has, I feel like I'm a broken record here. A dude who has a sample size of greatness cannot be ignored. I don't ignore greatness. I praise it. Maybe I'll overpraise it. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna say some shit about great niggas. And until you prove you're great, I ain't saying shit about you. Or not as much.
But okay. All right.
Who's your top 5? I mean, who's your 10 through
I got Devonta Smith at number 10. Put up almost 1,200 yards, 4 yards short, 7 TDs. Number 9, I got D Hop. He put up 700 yards, but let me preface this: he missed 6 games. Then he came back. Carla got injured. He is playing with backup QB after backup QB. I mean, bruh still putting up numbers at 30 or 31, whatever he is. Number 8. Since nobody else wants to put respect on this man name, I'ma do it for him. I got T motherfucking Higgins at number 8. Bruh put up 1,000 yards and missed 5 games. If he didn't miss those 5 games, what do you think he was gonna put up? Literally. Bruh balled out when Jamar Chase got injured. Number 7, I got CD. Put up 1,300 yards, 9 TDs. Best receiver on the Cowboys. They only elite weapon besides Pollard. Number 6, I got AJ Brown. Put up 1,400, basically 1,500 yards, 11 TDs. Changed that whole Eagles dynamic. He changed the offense, literally. I'm not going to sit there and say Jalen Hurts didn't upgrade, but when he came there, the offense got way more explosive, and yeah, I can't take that away from him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with your 10 through 6. I mean, I wouldn't put T Higgins up there as far as I mean you know where I put T Higgins, so I don't really
Yeah,
have
I
to
was
explain.
because I don't think Metcalf is better than T Higgins. I don't know
No.
what the fuck y'all been smoking. I don't think Scary Terry's better than him.
I actually put T Higgins over DK.
Well, let me see who else you would have. You got Amari Cooper. Really?
He had a better
Is Amari
season.
Cooper? Is he definitively? Do you definitively think Amari Cooper is better than T Higgins? Definitively.
DK flips the field, and
Does T Higgins not?
I don't, explosiveness.
You
DK like
speed, for me though, like receivers being able to create separation than being a big body receiver is more important to me.
I give you that.
So like, but my thing with Amari Cooper is this man
He
cannot
routes people
play.
up. He,
No, he
he
routes
does.
people up, but he can't. He sucks in away games. Like no matter where he played in away games, it's he's
But
not
you
the
got him
same
ranked
player
higher than a lot of other guys that show
because
up in the away
he
games,
still had
man.
a good season. He still is a very good receiver. I just have frustrations with Amari Cooper. I have like a love hate relationship with him, but I don't know his route running ability. It puts him up there, so that's why I always keep Amari Cooper in the bag because he still is a really good receiver.
Definitely is. Definitely is. We are in the
Y'all want to
Top five.
do
top five. No.
yeah, y'all want to do everybody say their five, or y'all want to do it how we been doing?
Yeah, we'll just continue how we've been doing it. So we got number 5. I got Stephon Diggs. We know what he does for the Bills. That's damn near their only weapon. AJ Brown, number 4. I mean, big body. I mean, you saw what he did with Jalen Hurts, elevated his game, changed the whole dynamics of that Eagles offense. Tyreek Hill, I mean, at one point, this man was on pace to get 2,000 receiving yards. My man, I swear, if Justin Jefferson didn't win Offensive Player of the Year, no one is telling me Devontae Adams is not the best receiver in the league. That is in my eyes. He runs a full route tree.
I'm glad you
He's
said in your
he
eyes.
he 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 works damn near harder than a lot of receivers. He was not. I don't think he was naturally like when I look at the Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, like you could just tell not only do they work hard, but they're naturally gifted. Like Odell Beckham is a naturally gifted player. But Devontae Adams, you could just tell he had to put in so much work, so much effort in his game and his knowledge. He scores touchdowns. He could run a full route tree. He's the overall package and what a receiver, what you want. And then Justice Jefferson at number 1. I mean, he won Offensive Player of the Year, 1,800 receiving yards. That's 6 all time in a single season. You got to give it to him. He had the best season thus far.
Man. Wow, this is gonna be crazy, man. Well, I got Adams at 5, Devontae. Yeah.
I don't get how
If
Devontae Adams is. I don't see it. I don't know
Oh,
how.
I
his
tell you
peak, the
once you
peak
went.
of his powers, like when you speak on that, it reminds me of a guy who doesn't have the athletic gift that the guys I'm about to speak on do. Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, and Justin Jefferson, I think, are able to do more with their peak, are able to do more with their talent. They also are younger, you could argue, but faster, maybe jump higher, maybe one-on-one matchups, red zone lob threat. So yeah, that's my list: Adams, Diggs, Chase, Hill, Jefferson.
Mm. Well, to backpack off of what you just said, I'm not gonna go as far to say that. Well, at number 5, I got Diggs. Put up 1,400 yards, 11 TDs. Only played 16 games. Uh, Number 4, I got Devontae Adams. Put up 1,500 yards, 14 TDs. But you ask how couldn't he be? You ask how couldn't he be ahead of some of these other guys? Well, Darius, because some of these other guys, you think that Devontae Adams is sure-handed. Did you care to know he basically is 50%, 55% this year, with guys like Jetta's 69%, Chase 64, who else with Diggs 70%. Like these guys are more sure-handed than him. He's dropping balls. That's just what it is.
Is it
Number
him dropping
3,
balls or is it Derek Carr not giving him the ball correctly? I don't know,
hey,
man.
hey, I can't answer that for you. I know one of these guys doesn't even have a top 15 quarterback according to you. So, hey, uh,
Okay.
number 3, I got Tyreek Hill, put up 1,700 yards, 7 TDs. The thing about him and I got Jettas at number 2. The thing about them is they get so many targets that it's like, dang, like I don't want to call it oversaturating, but it's like kind of like the Cooper Cup situation. You get so many targets, like you better be able to put up a good amount of stats because you're getting targeted that much. Number one, you already know what it is. Uno, the chosen one, Jamar Chase, only played 12 games this season and still put up uh 1,000 yards and 9 TDs. I let bro play a full season like how Jettis did, and let him get. I mean, Jettis, he's got he's in a good situation because before Hawkinson, hey, none of those other weapons was getting targets like that. To be honest with you, but that's my top five. Uno is number one.
Yeah, we I think we all knew what was going to happen. I mean, once we get to the tight ends, Hayden Hurst is the best receiver, best tight end in the
You gonna
league.
hit it? Nah,
The
I
best
just
best safety duo in football
I
is
like
Jesse
I
Bates
like
and
you.
Von Bell.
Hey, you call it whatever you want.
Eli
I
Apple is
just
really
call it
like
straight
that. He
up.
been locking down receivers.
Shut down
Hey,
Stephon.
Yo,
hey,
yeah,
look
he
up the
locked down
stats.
Stephon.
Look
All
up the
right, bro.
stats.
All right, bro.
Look up the stats. That's all
All
you
right.
can do is if anything gonna tell you the truth, stats gonna tell you the truth. Is it not?
Yo, you got it. You got it.
Actually, not.
You know what I'm saying?
You
You know
got
what
it,
I'm
man.
saying? Like
You got
if
it.
you want to continue to go, so next year going into the league, we shouldn't hear you say Jettis is number one. That's what you're saying.
No, it's probably gonna be Devontae Adams for me. Devontae Adams for me.
Shit.
I'm taking Devontae any day of the week.
Jesus Christ.
And on that note, fellas, another good one, man. Another
Juicy,
good one
spicy.
today.
Love it.
We have some
Love it.
good topics. We're gonna be coming to you more and more week after week. Continue to tune in, like, share, subscribe, send us questions via IG, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. We are here to hear your questions. And thank you guys for tuning in. And until next time, peace.
We out.